Okay, we're rocking. All right, gang, welcome to my boot camp, my virtual boot camp. And I'm fired up to be here. It's Saturday morning. The snow, we probably got about 3 inches, 4 inches of snow. I know some of y'all in Minnesota, that's just a dusting for you. We have the plows out and it's cold outside here in Dayton, Ohio. Hopefully it's warmer where you are. And for those of you on the West Coast plugging in at 6 in the morning, I know it's early. Brandon, know it's early. I appreciate you being on. And hopefully we'll be able to share something with you today that will help you get off the ground quick. I know we got people that don't even have their license yet. The reason why I asked you to be on, because I really, this is going to be so basic. I've done very basic boot camps. So I'm not going to drill. I've got so many videos drilling down into the depths of the details that'll drive you crazy. So the purpose of what I want to accomplish today is I want to get you the basic tools to get out there and start, slashing your way through the jungle. I'm going to give you a machete, okay? A machete, and we're going to teach you how to slash through the jungle to make sales. Okay, that's really the first part. The bulldozer is going to come later. Okay, we'll give you a bulldozer later. We're going to give you a machete right now. Okay, so here's like the general agenda. I think this will take 3 hours, I think. Okay. I mean, I've taught this stuff like till I'm green in the face. I mean, I remember we used to do boot camps. It used to be like 1 to 5 p.m. And then we do a meeting in the evening from 7 to 10. Yeah, 1 to 5. This was back in the day. And I could talk for 4 hours. I mean, straight. But that's where I was drilling down. So really don't want this to be a 5-hour thing. Don't really want this to be a 3-hour thing. So I'm going to try to make this as short and succinct as possible. So that's my objective. But if you can carve out the next 3 hours, I'm going to attempt to finish up at noon. But we'll see how, we dig into the stuff we're going to do today. And so, like, what you should have ready is, obviously you're on the internet, if you're like watching me. And so being on the internet, be on your computer. That's the basic thing. You may want to bring up the NALeads.com website. Just have it up and ready to go. Have your ATM ready. For those of you who are brand new, don't even know what ATM is, don't worry about it. Okay. We'll show you where to download that. But right now, I just really want you to, like I said, this is being recorded, so you can always go back in the recording, play it back and stuff like that. So I just want you to catch the gist of it. For those of you that are already with us, that got your license, can get into the NALeads.com website, log in, because we're gonna do some just more. I'm really gonna give you practical stuff, man. I'm not gonna go into like, I'm not gonna go into the depths of really anything other than how to get you started quick. So like, here's the general agenda. Here's one thing I believe, man. When I felt so empowered when I learned how to run quotes. I mean, when I could run quotes on somebody, man, I felt like I was armed with a gun, man. I can quote you. I can quote you. I can quote you. I can quote you. I felt like, man, I could do this thing because I could quote somebody a rate. So we are going to, if there's anything in detail, I'm going to teach you how to dadgum run quotes. Okay. We're going to run quotes. We're going to go to where you can download quotes on your smartphone. Okay, so I would encourage you, I'm going to concentrate on 2 products, Foresters and CFG. Okay. I'm going to show you how to download the paper applications. I'm going to show you how to do an electronic application. So while I say this is general, it's going to drill down to very specific things that you need to get out there. So I will go to detail there, and so be ready to watch and learn and to do it on your laptop as well. Okay. I'm going to show you where the underwriting guidelines are so you can see if the height and weight works or if their medications work. So that's sort of the product side. I'm not going to drill down too much into what the products are and what they do and the riders and all that. That's not the purpose of this. I'm going to show you how to run a quote, okay, and then where to go to see if that client fits in it. So that's the product side. Yes, I'm starting off with products because like I said, it's real important for you to know how to run a quote on somebody and on yourself, okay? So I'm going to hit that topic hard. Then, and I don't know if that's going to take a half hour or 45 minutes. I'm thinking. Okay, and I'm going to give you some breaks because I need a break sometimes. So I might take 5 minutes and then we can just go shake it out. And then we're going to plow on. Sales. Okay, so on the sales side, I'm going to show you how to do a simple phone call. Okay, and then I'm going to show you a very stripped down version of my 5-step process on the ATM. I want you to go through the ATM. I don't want you to get like all into nitty gritty. I just want you to do some basic stuff. I'm going to teach you how to go through the ATM. I'm going to just show you in general how to put your ATM together. You know, it's pretty straightforward, I know. And then I'm going to cover, like, when you go out there, don't dress in a suit, okay? Dress in something laid back. I'll go over that. And then so on. So that's the sales side, all right? Very basic. You know, if you've seen my videos on the sales process, I mean, that's very detailed, which I eventually want you to do, but I want you to give the confidence that you actually go through the ATM. And I'll give you enough so that you can close at least, you know, half the sales that you sit on. Then I'm going to cover recruiting, just recruiting basics so that you can start with people that you know and just a simple approach on them, and then leads. Just real briefly on leads, and then I think that's it. I think. And then I will open it up for questions. So if you have questions, I'll open up for questions. So I'm going to choreograph this where stuff on the screen that you will see will be projected, and I've got this really cool mirroring app so I can show you on my iPhone how to run quotes, okay? So it's going to be, or iPad, you can use your iPad, you can use your computer, but your smartphone. So, man, I think the very basic thing you need is a smartphone. If you don't got a smartphone, you got one of those old flip phones, man, I think you're hurting yourself. So I would encourage you to get a smartphone because it's so much easier these days. So, so let's get cracking. Let's show you how to download to the quoting tools. Okay, so I'm going to go into the Mirror app here. So let me coordinate this. All right. So here is here's my phone. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to see all the junk I have on my phone. Okay, we're going to go to Alliance. Oops. Alliance. AllianceQuoting.com. All right, so let me see if I can, I don't know that I can coordinate it that well. All right, so hopefully you can hear me. AllianceQuoting.com. And you go to AllianceQuoting.com, and this has all your download tools for all the quoting tools. This is probably one of the most valuable assets to the NAA or to the Alliance Salesforce. The quoting tools. So you go in here and you can download all of them to your phone. Foresters, Mutual of Omaha, National Guardian, Phoenix, so on. AIG. And then here's probably one of the most important things, the resources. So you got bill charts, medication list, final expense underwriting grid, mortgage term underwriting grid, annuity grid, product pocket guide, diabetes ratings. Okay, will help you determine if someone can fit into a product. Okay, but right now, all I really want you to do is I want you to go and download on your smartphone. Let's download CFG. Okay, now the hinky thing with CFG is if you have an iPhone, I want to point out this the activation codes here. So these are the activation codes when you open up the app for the first time on your smartphone. Okay, now notice you've got the final expense, that's what FE stands for, and the term. Now the term product on your iPhone is something that you have to email them for the download link. I don't know why that is, but it's sort of the frustration. I think Android, you actually can download it from the Google Apps site, but the iPhone's a little bit different. So let me show you what happens when you click on the iPhone for the term product. So click on the iPhone. Okay, so notice that it pulls up the email to safeshield.calc@fcfglife.com, and then subject, please send download link, please send me a link. So what they're going to do is they're going to send you the link for the CFG. So, you know, so don't get frustrated. I'm going to show you how to run quotes on it anyway if you can't download it, okay? The mobile app for CFG on the iPhone, you click on that, and then open on the App Store, yes. And then, since I already have it downloaded, I just click on open. Okay. So I already have that download on my, that's why it says open, but otherwise it would say get, because it doesn't cost anything. Okay, so that's CFG. And then Forrester's is pretty easy. The activation code that you see for Forrester's is if you're on the laptop and you download the Foresight software on your laptop. It's something I do recommend. I'm not going to show you how to do it here, the desktop software, but if you're on your desktop, I want you definitely need to download it. Oh man, you know, maybe I need to do that. But let's just do the mobile quotes. So the mobile quotes, if you click on mobile quotes, it is actually a website. Okay, it's forresterscalculator.com. So really, what you want to do is you want to save this on your home page, on your phone. So how you do that, if you've got an iPhone, is you click on that little box with an arrow, and then add to home screen. So you see that little plus, add to home screen. So when you press on that, it'll add it to your home screen. Okay, and then you can, when you pull up your screen on your iPhone, it'll show up. I already have it, but I want you to do that. Okay, and then it has all the products that we write with them. It even has resources, which is cool. So it's got the term, whole life, and UL underwriting guides, plan right underwriting, your legacy underwriting guide, needs analysis, which you don't really use that much, but the resources here are awesome. So this is actually just really a web page. Okay. So, so that's, it takes you into your browser on your phone. All right. So I want you to have that access to that. So notice I've got the term right here for CFG. Okay. So I've got the final expense right there. Okay, and it's going to ask you for the activation code. Remember, you can find your activation code on the alliancequoting.com. So see, the activation codes are right there. Alliance and then CFGSIT for the term. And remember, FE is the final expense. So I'm going to focus on these two. Okay, so let's have some fun with quoting tools. I know, man. Get your coffee out. But I tell you what, man, and that is my kitty cat right there. That's Coco. Oh, man. Yeah, you can tell I already have my coffee. I mean, I'm still having it. Okay, so CFG, let's show you how to do a CFG SIT, that's Simplified Issue Term Product. This is what you would do on mortgage protection, okay? A mortgage protection client typically, or it could be a marriage lead, okay? So it could be a marriage client, all right? Okay, so pick your state, any state that you're in. I'm going to do Ohio because I'm in Ohio, the Buckeye State. And if you saw the Buckeyes win, it was pretty ugly. The second half sucked. But anyway, since CFG is a attained age product, I just like to type the age in. But if you have trouble figuring out the age, you can put the birth date. Okay, either way. So let's say you're writing this on a let's say 45-year-old, just like it says. Now notice it says next to the age, allowable age. This is what's beautiful about this, is it tells you that you can write 18 to 65. And the reason why it says that, okay, is because you chose 15-year. Okay, now notice, if I choose 30-year term, and I go up in the thing, it says allowable age 18 to 55. So what's great about the quoting tools is it won't really let you quote something that you can't quote on someone. This is like the age thing, like the issue age thing. So like a 45-year-old or the term product, you can write between 18 and 55 for the 30-year term, okay? The 20-year term is 60. The max age is 60, 18 to 60. Okay, if you do 15, the allowable age is 65. So you notice the shorter the term, the older the age that you can write it. Okay, but Alex, what if they're 17 years old, or what if they're 66 for a 15-year term? It's like, okay, we got to find another product for them. Okay, typically we'll do probably a final expense. But let's just run a quote. I want you to do it on yourself. So I want you to put your age in there. All right. Okay, then this is the tobacco, non-tobacco. So let's just choose non-tobacco. Tobacco rates are typically more expensive, and sometimes tobacco rates will affect how much term they can, how long a term they can get. So let's go non-tobacco. Notice on a 15-year term, there's no, the ROP, return of premium, is grayed out. What is return of premium? What's cool about CFG is they have two options for return of premium. 50% return of premium and 100% return of premium. What is return of premium? Simply, return of premium is it pays them back either 100% of their premiums they paid into it at the end of the term if they're still alive, or 50% return of premium is 50% of what they paid into it they get back. So this is a very effective rider if you're trying to sell value to someone, okay, and where they're going to want to keep their policy. So notice for a 45-year-old, if we pick the 20-year, the return of premiums options pop up. So you can choose 50% or 100%. Okay, but if it's grayed out, maybe you can't do it. So notice on 20-year you can, and obviously on 30-year you can. So let's just run a rate on a 30-year non-return of premium for the 45-year-old non-tobacco. And we always like to do monthly EFT, okay, monthly bank draft. Now sometimes your client won't like to do bank draft, but the only way that they'll ask if it's if they want to do monthly billing. Hey, can't we just have this billed? They won't do monthly billing, okay? I always sell monthly EFT because it's the strongest form of persistency. Your clients, if they're quarterly, that's the higher rate of cancellation. So monthly, they're going to keep it if it's coming out of their account. But you have semi-annual and annual. Now, the thing about annual, if they want to pay annually, the only time I ever see anyone wanting to do that is if they got a tax return back. Now, annual, you get all your commission up front, which is cool. But let's just pick monthly EFT. And so you can choose to calculate rates by face amount or how much can they afford. All right, so I like to do face amount just because that's normally what it is. So let's say they've got a $100,000 mortgage. Yeah, I know you people in California are going, man, who has a $100,000 mortgage anymore? All right, and then you could choose an accidental rider. So if they die in an accident, it'll double that amount of insurance. The waiver of premium waives their premium of their policy if they become disabled. And if they're permanently disabled, it waives the premium on their policy for the rest of their term of the policy. The child rider, you can add their children in numbers of units. And you can see here, 15 days through 18 years of age, you can get them covered. 5 units is 5,000, 6 units is 6,000 of insurance, all the way up to 15 units, which is 15,000 child rider. Okay. I always like doing child rider because it's just one premium, flat rate premium increase for if they have 12 kids or 1 child. All right. And then disability income rider. I know I wasn't going to go into product, but this is a really good one. Of all the companies that do disability, CFG probably has the best disability in terms of features, but it's the hardest one to get issued. So, you know, it kind of depends on their, you can check the underwriting guide on occupation, but you put their monthly gross income in there, and then it tells you what benefit amounts. So let's say their monthly gross income is $5,000. Then you can put benefit amount, say their mortgage is $1,250. And then you click if at work they're covered by workman's comp or not, because that makes a difference too. So you can play with those rates, but let's not put it on there. Let's just do a stripped down $100,000 policy. Okay, so notice at the top, the premium rate is like right there. So it automatically calculates the premium rate, $66.03 a month for a 45-year-old for a 30-year non-return of premium. Okay, so let's change this to a 50% return of premium. Let's see how much the rate goes up. So it goes up to $84.50 a month to get 50% return of premium. So what's cool about this is that if you calculate the increase from $66.03 to $84.50, which is about 18 bucks, 66, yeah, let's say it's $18. If you calculate that increase of 18 bucks and then multiply that by the number of months, 360 months, to get back the entire $84.50 times 360 months, that's a return on investment actually. So that's a positive return on investment. So the nerdy accountant would understand this. But what's cool is it's basically like paying, you know, half price for their insurance. All right. If you do 100% return of premium, it goes to $113.58. So those are viable options for them, right? So you can do return of premium or non-return of premium. You can see the difference in price. You can add the accidental death benefit. That goes up $75.43 versus 66, so like 9 bucks. The waiver premium, 60, so that's like 9 bucks for the waiver premium. Let's add a child rider. I like to get 15,000 for children. So it bumps it up just a few bucks, like 66 to 73. That's what, seven bucks? And it covers every child they have, all right, that they're legal guardians for. And you actually put the children on the app, and then if they add more children, you can add them on. So if they have 1 child, you can add on their 2nd, 3rd, 4th child, and it doesn't increase the price. It's the one flat rate. So I always like to get the children covered, okay? Now, the disability income rider adds quite a bit. So let's say benefit amount. There's a maximum too on benefit amount. You can get, I think it says there, allowable amount $250 to $1,500. Let's do 1,500. Let's say they are covered by workman's comp. So notice it goes to up $100 a month. So from 66 to 100 for the disability benefit of 1,500. All right. And some clients may want to do that, right? But it takes, there's a lot more to determine whether or not they can get it. So how do I know I could put it on there? Well, there's the underwriting. Yeah, you have to go to the CFG underwriting guide. Forrester's actually has an underwriting guide, but you'd have to go to the CFG underwriting guide to find out. So, whatever. All right. CFG. So that's how you run a rate. Like that's pretty easy, right? So that's the CFG term product. Let's go through the Forrester's term product. So I want to contrast this with how to run a rate on Forrester's. So let's pick up Forrester's. So the Forrester's equivalent product is called Strong Foundation. That's their term product. So this is how they're, and again, it's a web, it puts you in their browser. So it is a web-based application. So, you know, you're going to have to be on your phone to do this, or iPad that has enabled for Wi-Fi or phone. So let's go through this. So we like to do simplified issue. Okay, fully underwritten means they do a blood and urine test. We don't like blood and urine tests because we don't get that issued. So let's stay with simplified issue. State, let's pick Ohio. Like there's some states that they're not in. Like I don't think Forrester's is in, well, maybe it is in Mississippi. Yeah, it is in Mississippi. I think Forrester, well, okay. Let's just say it's in your state. I think it's in most states. Okay. Ohio. Now this is age last, so it's attained age. So let's do the 45-year-old, just as a form of comparison. Let's go male. Okay, male with a tail. No, just male. Non-smoker. So you got the smoker, non-smoker. Let's choose non-smoker, and let's do 100,000. Whoops. What did I do? Did the rate already. Don't want to do that. Got to go back again. Ohio. By the way, don't do this for the first time in front of a client. That's why we're doing it now. So you guys know how to do it before you get in front of a client. It's amazing me how come some agents, male non-smoker, 100,000, they do everything for the first time in front of a client. How insane is that? That's like trying to go on stage in a play for the first time not knowing your lines. Imagine what nightmare that would be. Again, you can do it by premium amount. So if the client says, well, all I have is $100 a month, or $50 a month, you can calculate the face value the other way. And then all these little boxes are the riders. So you got the accidental death rider, that's what ADR stands for. The waiver of premium rider, that's what WP stands for. The disability income rider is DIR. Now, Forrester's disability is an accident-only disability, whereas CFG is a disability that will cover them whether it's an accident or sickness. So the Forrester's one's cheaper because it's accident-only, but you can get it, most people covered on it. And then CTR is a children's term rider. All right, but we're just going to keep the strip down, 100,000 quote. So click on Get Quote. And then you have, what's cool is you have all the different years that are available. So you got a 10-year term, $36.93 a month, 15-year, $37.89, 20, 44.10, 25 years, $53.64, and then you got 30 years. So Forrester's, I believe, is the only one that has a 25-year increment. which could make a difference with your client. But notice 30 years, 66.59. Interesting how that is very close to CFG's $66, right? And then you can email the quote, which we don't do. Okay, so don't waste your time doing that. Okay, so let's add some riders, and you can kind of see. So to go back, I just click on the bottom left, go back, and all the information's still there. So let's add the accidental death rider, which doubles the death benefit if they die in an accident. And so you can see 30 years, it went from 66 to 74.47. So it's really close to CFG. So that's why I don't get, remember, man, if you're brand new, like seriously, do not get into the mode of trying to shop for the cheapest, because the cheapest is not always the best. Don't do that. CFG and Forza are very close. Like, this is not the game of, I'm going to get you the best price out of all the... It's like, dude, seriously, you got to get them the right product that will cover their health situation. And then what I found agents gravitate, because it's virtually, there's not too many, it maybe make $1, $2 difference between companies. So I don't really get, I'm not going to tell them, you know, I'm going to find you the cheapest rate. I'm going to find you the best product that will cover you and will have, you know, really, that's with a strong company. So if you're brand new, that is not our thing to, crap, I hate spilling coffee on me. All right, so that's not the game here. Okay, so let's continue on. Oh, if you can only see me. All right, so let's go back. We can actually hit return. And then you can add the waiver premium, get quote. Again, it adds about the same. Okay, disability income rider, get quote. I think it just automatically calculates how much they can get. So notice at the top it says 100,000 face, disability income rider 1,500. So it automatically goes to 1.5% of the death benefit, which is the maximum. And I think the maximum total, if you did like $1 million policy, the max they'll give them is 2,500, I think, is the maximum. And then it shows the price there, $78.93. So notice that the CFG disability brought it up to about $100 a month. And again, the reason why that is that it handles any kind of disability, whether it's accident or illness. There could be a back injury or whatever, but Forrester's is accident only. So however they got disabled, they'll cover if it's an accident, okay, if it's derived by an accident, whether on the job, off the job. So it's still good disability. It just isn't as good as CFG, which is why it doesn't cost as much. All right, it's kind of like accidental death. So let's go child rider. Again, I love just adding children on there. So like, I don't even give that as a choice. I mean, if they have kids, I automatically put it on there. And you can choose up to 25,000. So I think this product probably has the most that you can get a child covered for, but let's just pick 15,000. All right. So 15,000, children's term rider, get quote. $74.08. So again, it's about the same price as CFG, and typically the child can get covered up to age, I think, 25. Then at 25 they can convert that to their own policy. And for Foresters and CFG, I believe they can convert it up to 5 times the death benefit with no evidence of insurability. In other words, they've got to prove insurability. So I always like adding the child rider on there because if they have children, it doesn't add that much more, and they tend to keep the policy if they know that it does more for them than just cover themselves. It also covers their kids. So it's a way of adding to your placement and persistency numbers, which will earn you more money. Okay, so that's how you do Foresters. It's pretty straightforward. Really great product. Has all the additional benefits and so on. So that rocks, man. So that's Forster's. Okay, so that's if you want to do a term, simplified issue term. So let's go to how you do the whole life. Okay, so sometimes you get someone who just wants to do a final expense, so you got to learn how to do the whole life quotes. And more of the same. Okay, so let's go through that. So let's go through, well, this mirror technology is pretty cool. So CFG final expense. Now the CFG final expense, I believe you can get right off the quoting page, and it'll download either Google Apps if you're on an Android or iPhone app. I don't know why it's different, why the SIT product's different, the simplified issue term. So this is the whole life product. So this is really cool because it kind of is a self-underwriting product. The thing, yeah, I got to go into product a little bit just so you understand why the CFG is different, okay? But the client info on CFG is important because it'll allow you to quote the 4 different rates. There are 4 different rate levels for CFG, right? So depending on how they answer the application, what I find is they just don't know which one to quote. So this is super easy. Like when you're with a client, you don't have to go through the application first. You just have to type in their medications. So this is kind of cool. Okay, so you can do their birth date. Let's do age. So let's say, usually you're writing an older person. So let's say they're like 65 years old. And let's choose Ohio because I'm in Ohio. And let's take a female. All right, let's do the female. And then you got to put the height and weight. So just, let's say she's 5 foot 3 inches and she's 195. Have you had a medical consultation within 5 years? Tell me who hasn't, right? So they probably have. Okay, so let's kind of step through this. So click on next. You click on next. And so this is where, where agents, if they just kind of go through this without knowing, this is where it gets confused because I was. It was like, I don't get this, man. What is this? And what it is you type in their medications. It's beautiful, man. Okay, so let's say they're on losartan for high blood pressure. So you go LOSAR. Okay, so notice that these options show up. So you got losartan potassium, hydrochlorothiazide, which is a water pill. So you just choose that. Okay, and then you type in the next medication. So let's say it's, what's another medication? Let's just say it's metformin for diabetes. Metformin. So notice, metformin, all the different met whatever products. So let's say it's metformin HCl. Okay. Now notice every time I'm picking a medication, all 4 products at the bottom are still green, which means I can still quote Elite. So Elite is the best rated product. Select is the next best rating for health. Advantage is the next one, security. So you always want to do the leftmost product if you can do it, because then it tells that's the quote that we can reasonably assume that they can get. Okay, nothing's ever, because you're only going by what they're telling you. They might have another medication that will decline them. So let's type in one of those. Okay, so lithium. That's a great channel, by the way, on Sirius XM. Lithium. Lithium. Whoa. Really? What is a yellow? Let's do nitro. I wonder if my thing is updated. Nitro. So these question marks. Okay, so notice when I chose that particular nitro, there's only two products that there's the graded products, Advantage and Security. So it went red on me. So that means I can only quote those two products. So you click on Next, and when I click on Next, I could do Classic Advantage or Classic Security, okay, which are graded benefit. So that gives you an example of products that they aren't able to qualify for. So let's just say, I can't believe lithium allows me to do lithium, okay? Okay, so let's pick Elite because it's the best one to the left. So you click on Elite, and they already have things already put in there. So it shows a 2,500 face value. So let's do 15,000. See, let's type in 15,000. Done. Okay, the mode is monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, annual. Remember, monthly is the EFT situation, which I said is better. And then you got the no tobacco, so let's do non-tobacco. No accidental death benefit or accidental death benefit, let's just choose no. You can add a child rider. Because they're 65, chances are their children are already grown up. So you can see how the rate's affected. So 6102 a month for 15,000. Okay. Now, if we choose a premium, a lot of times the older folks say, well, all I can afford is $50 a month. Okay. Well, let's do the premium mode and let's see how much face value they can get. So $50 a month will get her 12,125. So easy peasy lemon squeezy, man. But this is really, really cool. Okay, so now this POS underwriting, I haven't tried this yet, but apparently you can have this download into the electronic application. It's really cool. So notice that it allows you to log in, and all of a sudden you're filling out electronic application on your client because it transfers all the information in there. So anyway, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you how to do one, but that's CFG, man. That's a CFG final expense. And it's important to have them pull out their wicker basket of medication so you can type all that in there to see what you can quote. So you really don't have to go through the application because the application will guide you to that. Is there another channel? Pop, what is this? Lithium. Oh, dude, you crack me up. Yeah, lithium does rock. Okay, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you don't have XM, Sirius XM. It is kind of funky, the station. Good old rock, alternative rock. Okay, so let's do Forrester's whole life. I'm getting a little punchy here. Okay. Like I said, man, you feel empowered. Once you know how to run quotes, you're going to feel empowered, man. And if you missed how to download these, you can catch it on the playback. This is being recorded right now. Okay, so the whole live version in Forrester's is Plan Right. So you click on Plan Right. Now, they're not as nifty. You really kind of have to know what your client's dealing with to know what version of this product you can write them. But let's just, kind of go with the same. Ohio, age last birthday, 65. Male, I think we chose female before. Female, okay, non-tobacco. And then face amount 15,000. And then the only rider here is an accidental death benefit rider. So notice on the CFG, you can add children on there, which is kind of interesting. You can put a child rider for 65-year-old, but you can't on Forrester. So I didn't even know that. So then get quote. And so notice 15,000 face. Okay, level benefit is 6262. Graded is 9518, and modified is 9671. So how do you know which one to quote them? Well, you're really going to have to go through the application with Forrester's. The Forrester's application for final expense will go through different parts which will determine what your client will qualify for as far as rate. So there's like a Part A, Part B, Part C. So I recommend y'all like read the application to determine what rate. I'm not going to, I may go into it. I don't know. Anyway, so that is that. If you got a question, let me know on the chat line. Let me know if you got any questions. That's pretty straightforward, man. That's all you really got to do with PlanRight. Now remember, PlanRight and CFG require a point of sale interview. Okay, so you got to call in after you fill the application out for an interview on CFG, Dignified Choice, and PlanRight. So there you go. So how you do that, the phone numbers are on the application. So anyway, there you go. So that's how you run rates. Okay, so what else is on the agenda? So any question on running rates at all? Does anyone like get on the chat line? I might unmute, but it might be loud.
All participants are unmuted.
Any, I love hearing kids. Any questions on that? Or you can hit me up on the chat. Okay.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
Okay, so let's go over. Okay, so let's kind of click through the Alliance quoting, because I want to show you like some of these tools that are on here. All right, so let's create. This is a powerful website. Remember, you go on alliancequoting.com, and then here's the different charts. So, like, if you're wondering whether or not the height and weight can fit, you just click on Build Charts. And then you got the build charts for Forrester's term product. You got the build chart for CFG Safe Shield term product. You got the build chart for Mutual of Omaha, their term products. You got Term Life Express, GUL, DI Rider, etc. So there's height and weights even for the riders. And then Phoenix, Safe Harbor. I'm going to talk about Baltimore. Final expense products. Excuse me. So this is the Forrester's PlanRight. Max weight. So sometimes the weight will determine if it's graded or modified or level benefit. Mutual of Omaha. This is all theirs. Actually, yeah. Okay, Mutual of Omaha says Living Promise, same chart as for term products. Monumental final expense is Transamerica. So if anything, this is Transamerica. So CFG Dignified Choice, we just went over that. So 25 to 44, 45 and up. All right, so this is the build chart. Let's go back. Medication list. It's a larger file, trust me. If you got any questions on medications on your client, you go to the medication list to determine if the medication's on there. Now remember, the CFG final expense software, you can actually type it in. That'll tell you. But this will tell you, like, for example, Forrester Strong Foundation term, these medications, like Abilify is an antipsychotic and it's a decline for the non-medical. Okay, so it shows you all the declinable medications. Okay, this one is for Mutual of Omaha. Their Term Life Express, declinable medications. So if you get any question on medications, it's usually in here, and that'll tell you what's up for both final expense and for the term. So that's pretty valuable. Final expense underwriting grid. For those of you that are brand new to underwriting, okay, it says add to your home screen. So this is a good one to add to your home screen, by the way. So if your client has an amputation, and this is for final expense, it tells you what products will decline it, and it'll decline if ever due to a disease, CFG dignified choice. So if they got an amputation because they got their leg blown off in the war, they're okay with that. But if it's due to disease, it could be amputation due to diabetes, which is probably the more popular one, then it's a decline. And you can see decline if or forcer's plan right due to complications of disease. All right. And then all the other final expense. Let's say your client had cystic fibrosis. Well, it tells you decline if. Wow, CFG dignified choice for the graded plan is okay for plan right. Wow. And then decline if. So notice the difference in underwriting depending on their situation. Okay, so this section is final expense, the Part A questions. Part B questions, it tells you convicted of a felony, tells you which is okay, which is decline if. Okay, so all your underwriting's at the, right here. You can do the mortgage term underwriting. Same thing. You can go through, figure it out. It's pretty cool. Product pocket guide. Product pocket guide. Mortgage term. Mutual CFG Safe Shield. It gives you kind of the parameters. 15, 20, 30-year level term, age 18 to 65. But remember, if they're older, they can only maybe qualify for 15 years. Okay, so it's not comprehensive until you actually do a quote. This just gives you kind of, general features and benefits, all right? So this is a pretty valuable tool with which to quote your client, okay? So that is how you run quotes and getting some underwriting information on CFG and Foresters, all right? I would recommend that you write an app on yourself to help you figure out this process. The other thing about writing an app on yourself, okay, is that you will have a product that you can show your client should they ask you, what did you get, Mr. Smith? All right, so, okay, so let's talk about that. You need to write an app on yourself so you can have a policy to show your client. At the end of the ATM, one of the most important things you can do for placement and persistency is, and I'll teach this later, but it's the last part of after you got everything all said and done, say, by the way, Joe and Mary, let me show you what your policy is going to look like if we get it issued. I always say if we get it issued, this is what your policy is going to look like. I pull my policy out and I flip through it with them. Now notice, you have your name on it. You're protecting your family with the same not with the same product you're covering them with, but it shows that you believe in insurance because you have your policy for your family. So that's the first thing I did when I got a license, man, is I wrote a policy on myself because I needed to believe that this is a great business, this is a great product, this idea of life insurance is important to me. Like, if you can't overcome your own objections to getting your own policy, then how are you going to overcome objections from clients out there? And I think you need to have our product. It's like if you're a Coke employee, you're going to have Coke in your refrigerator, right? You better, because if they find Pepsi, you're fired. Quote, Coke, Coke doesn't play around. You know what I mean? Just like you shouldn't think like that you should think the same way about our business. That if you're representing our product, you should have one of our products. I don't care if you got that, XYZ company product 10 years ago. I'm not telling you to get rid of that, but what I am telling you is buy one for your family, for yourself. The worst thing, and I've heard this happen, is we had an agent that got killed. didn't have a lick of life insurance on his family. And the dadgum guy is in our business, and he died and didn't have insurance. It's like, please, please. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to show you how to do an electronic application, okay? I'm in favor of electronic applications. Okay, you need to learn how to do paper applications too, but electronic applications totally rock, man. And so I'm going to show you how to do a CFG electronic application. All right, and okay, so let's get that going. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to log in to NAleads.com, because you access the electronic applications through the NAleads.com website. You do not access applications directly from the insurance carrier website. Otherwise, you won't get promotion credit, it won't count towards a trip, etc., etc. Okay, so to access the electronic application for CFG, you go to Carriers, you go to Columbian Financial Group. Okay, and by the way, this is like the go-to page for all the training stuff on here. For the paper applications for CFG, you can see all that stuff here. But let's get an electronic application done. So like seriously, follow me here and put your information so you can write it on yourself. So let's do Safe Shield eApp. Log in. Wow, it is slow today. Okay, so check this out. This is what could happen with your client too. All right, you'll be sitting in front of your client and it will lag. So you got to be good at creating the conversation with them, or fall back to doing a paper application. Okay, because this is like real world stuff that could happen. Yay, we are on. Okay, so you click on Begin Application. Okay, so agent account, Alex Abuyuan. All right, so this is, okay, just choose the one that does not say All USA. If you do All USA, that means you're going to do the, well, I mean, choose which one you want. So if you just choose the one with your name on it, you're going to get your full upfront commission advanced. If you choose Alliance Life USA, All USA, you're going to get the renewal program. So that means you're going to get, like, instead of 55% commission, you'll get a 28% commission, but you get 5.5% on the annual premium every year for the life of the policy. So if they do a 30-year policy, you can get 5.5% of the annual premium for 30 years. So that's how you can choose between All USA to get the renewals and a lower upfront, or if you get all upfront and no renewals, that's where you pick this one. Okay, and you can't change it. Like if you write it like it, you know, one way or the other, you can't change it to the other. Okay, so there's just, it's permanent. So let's just do that one. Okay, state, Ohio, product, Safe Shield term, insured name, must have hit a return. Alex. Oh. What if it only said Safe Shield term V1? Yeah, that's the one you want to use because that's what showed up on mine, Josh. There is like only one version. I don't know if there's any other versions, but just use V1. Alex Abuyuan, no suffix, and then click continue. All right, laggy. Okay, electronic signature. All parties understand that we will be able to electronically sign the application to indicate acceptance of the terms, and that our electronic signatures will be legally binding, just as if we had signed the paper versions using pen and ink. So seriously, you need to read that to your clients. They understand what's going to happen at the end of this process is that when you click on the e-app, that binds them to their desire to apply for life insurance. It doesn't bind them to anything other than this application represents their desire to apply for life insurance, right? And I'll just summarize it for them, you know. So we click there, we get there, okay, hit continue. Okay, so Social Security number, obviously I'm not going to put my real one, but I'm going to go 111. But yeah, you put your real one. I'm a male. I was born in Morocco. Seriously, I was. So I'll put Morocco, date of birth, 26, 1960. So now you know my date of birth. You can send me a birthday card. Requested effective date must be 1 through the 28th. If I'm writing this on the client, like today is the 30th, so I'm going to put today. I want it effective today, 12/30/2017. Age, automatically calculates on 57. I know, I don't look 57. My address. Okay, zip. And it does take this long. Okay, notice we are unable to offer coverage if you're in Alaska, Alabama, or Mississippi. So just be cognizant if you're in those states. 7. Email. Five foot 9. Always round up. Always round up. They say they're 5'3.5". I always round up to 5'4", because the height and weight tables are more favorable to people that are taller than shorter. So always round up. That's just a hint. Okay. 195. I wish. Driver's license. Yeah, you gotta select this out, man. This is the e-app. The e-app is awesome because it gets issued quickly. And a 24/7 RU. That's Andy's tail number to his plane. By the way, occupation, life, insurance, mogul, income. I'm just going to put 75,000. I mean, it's like what a normal person. Total household income, 75,000. It's more like 575,000. Actually, this year will be over $1 million this year, 2018. Not tobacco. All right, so it says yellow background. Everything's filled out in the yellow background. So I'm good to save and move forward to the next page. October 5th, 68. Golly, you're so young. Oh, guys, you're not even 50 yet, Joe. Oh, man. 28th. See, this is good because it automatically corrects the problem. So the 28th, because that's a draft date. So that's got to be in the future. Shoot. So let's say 01/01/2018. Next week. All right. See if it'll, see, that's what's beautiful about this, is it won't let you make a mistake on the app, which you can make a ton of mistakes on paper apps, and then you are in a constant battle trying to get the right information to the company. So the good news is it won't let you make a mistake on an app. The bad news is it could take forever to get through. You got to make sure your pop-up blocker is off too. All right, we'll get to the next one, the owner. Let's say the owner is me. I own the policy. But if it's someone else paying for the policy, then you would put their name in there, okay? Okay, beneficiaries, that'd be Virginia E. Relationship, a wife, percentage, 100. I mean, look, it's not yellow, so you can put all this stuff in later. I mean, I'll put it in later. Contingent, this is where you put your contingent. Since it's not yellow, you don't need it, but I always like to put maybe someone else in there, okay? So just for the sake of moving forward. All right, plan of insurance. We did, so this shows what I'm eligible for. So like 15-year, because I'm 57, I can go 20 or 15-year. I can do non-return of premium. So let's just do 20-year, 50% return of premium. Amount of insurance. Let's do 100,000, 100,000. I'm going to put accidental death on there. All right. Okay, so this I think will actually calculate the premium for you. But you need to have the client decide what the premium is first, and then it'll automatically double check your numbers. So when you go back, okay. So are all proposed insurers citizen? Yes, I'm a citizen. Currently employed? Yes. Driver's license? Yes. Past 3 years? Okay. So been on probation, etc. We just start answering all these questions. No. Been convicted of 3 or more moving about. Okay, so you really got to go through this. SIT is simplified issue term. That's the name of the product. If you answer yes, you got to explain it. Any form of tobacco? No. Section B. Member of the medical profession having HIV/AIDS? No. Past 5 years, received or been recommended to receive bone marrow transplant? No. Bedridden? No. Walker, etc.? No. Weight loss? I wish? No. Hang gliding? Cliff diving? Hey man, hiring agents is enough stress for me. It's enough of an adrenaline rush for me. Not flown as a student pilot. Section C, 3 years, been declined, rated, postponed insurance? No. Use cocaine, narcotics? No. Healthcare, alcohol, drug abuse? No. Diagnosis for diabetes, etc., etc., all those other conditions? No. Past 10 years, been diagnosed for cancer? No. Stroke, heart attack, TIA? No. Systemic lupus, etc.? No. Sarcoidosis, schizophrenia, and all those mental disorders? Any heart disorders? No. Hold on, let me read that one. Okay, no. Emphysema. You got to really read this to your client. Like, read it through all the way and let them tell you yes or no. I mean, don't lie on this, please. Okay? Awaiting diagnosis for any test. Okay, prescribed medication. Okay, so yes. So here, you would, if I put yes for medication, I got to put the medication. So question number 6, I would put in medication name. Actually, I am on losartan for blood pressure. Date last taken. I don't know if I spelled that wrong or not. Date last taken was 12/30. I just took it 2017. Name, address of physician. Okay, so let's just say I filled all that stuff out. Durations. I'm not replacing. Oh yeah, yes. And then no, I'm not replacing. I have insurance. I've got a lot of insurance. All right, man, hang in with me. This process does take longer with the client, but it's so much better. So owner or agent. Okay, signing location. I'm in Dayton, Ohio. By the way, you can go back to correct anything. You just click on the link to your left. But you see why this is important to go? So you click on these links to go back if you need to correct anything. So this is the payment information. Cash with application, immediate draft or ongoing EFT. That's the one you want to do. Oh yeah, by the way, that future date, you can leave that blank, I believe, and then they'll just draft it right away. So I'm always big on drafting it right now. Monthly, 202.25. Initial draft amount, 202. Remember, it's yellow, so I got to fill it in. Bank routing number. Okay, this is where you do all the routing numbers and, 04, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's probably going to give me that that's not a valid number. Anyway, so you put the banking information, and then you got to retype it in, and the bank account information, retype it in, checking. Okay, the account holder is the insured. Okay, even though I am also the owner. Draft schedule, day of the month. So the first of the month, 2/2/25. All right, so save. Now, I can still save it, but it's going to show that it's not filled out correctly. Okay. I think it'll still allow me to move forward. Maybe it won't. Okay, well, let's just assume that. So I'm just going to click on agents. So this is the agent information. Does the proposed insured have any existing life insurance? Yes. Is the insured intended to replace? This is you, the agent, answering these questions for you that they don't intend to replace. This is my name, my agent number, 100%. I hereby affirm, initial here to certify, so AOA. Any commission splits, you put that information here, agent address, agent contact, hit save. And it takes me back to the payment because it's not filled out correctly. Then replacement. Am I going to replace it? Are you considering discontinuing or making no? This is for the client. Are you considering using the funds from your existing policies? No. Enter applicant's initials. AOA. Save. Okay, take me back to the problem areas. Okay, but once everything's filled out correctly, then it'll give you an option to sign and submit. Golly, I don't want to put any of that info in there. Okay, but trust me, there'll be, I wish I could show you the page, but there will be a page where you can you click on signature, and then you submit the app, and it's done. All right? So I'd recommend you do it. The Foresters app is very similar to this. Like, I mean, it's right on the same info. Let me just show you how to get into it, because that's important. Okay, so you could do the same thing. Carriers, Foresters. Begin electronic application. Now this is on the iGo app, so start a new case. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just going to show you how to get into it. It's different. A lot of our carriers use this iGo application, 10/26, 1960, gender, male. Where's protection? Ohio. Term life. Find available products. So now you can pick products, strong foundation, and it also gives you access to the Mutual of Omaha product line. Select strong foundation. Okay, so this is kind of the pre-qualifying area. I've read and agreed to the above. Yes. Next. Okay, so it's going to check you as a valid agent. So you want to make sure you're a valid agent, so you got to go through it yourself. Okay, I'm not going through the whole thing. Social Security number. It's going to validate you, and when it validates you, then it allows you to continue forward. All right, so that is it. Electronic application. Okay, kind of slugging that out. Okay, so let's say you need to download the application. So let's talk about downloading the applications. You need paper applications. Let's say you hadn't ordered it yet. You can call the agent services and order applications. Okay, but you can also download them. You got Dignified Choice Final Expense applications and the term and final expense applications and forms. So let's click on the SI term. This is how you do it. Go to your state. Ohio. All right, there's a bunch of junk in here, man. You can download everything, but I don't recommend it because you don't need all of it. So in Ohio, you click on application. Okay, so application is downloading. So it's downloading application. Let's go through this one by one so you know what you don't need. Okay, you need the accelerated benefit rider disclosure. You definitely need that one. So download that. Application for policy change. No, you don't, because you're going to write a new app on somebody, typically. Authorization to fax check. You're going to scan these and send it directly to us, and we're going to scan them in. So you don't need that. Conversion. You don't need that. Conversion, you don't need that. EAP disclosure documents. Okay, when you do a CFG EAP, you need to have them sign this. Man, I'm so glad this showed up. You have to have them sign this EAP disclosure. So even though it's an electronic app, you have to get them to sign a form. And this is the only form you need. Oh, man. Yes, you do need this form. So, I'm going to download it anyway. Fax cover sheet. You're not going to fax it, but you need the fax cover sheet anyway because we're going to image it and send it in. So you're going to send it to us. You need the living benefits rider disclosure because it comes with living benefits that are free. So you need that. Download that. You don't really need the needs analysis forms. Request for EFT premium paying plan. That is already located in the application, so you don't need that. Reinstatement, no. Replacement form, anything that says replacement, always download and fill out. Even if they don't plan, some of your states require you to do this whether they plan to replace or not. So I just blanket statement. download anything that says replacement and have them sign it. Living benefit flyer, no. Consumer brochure, no. Living benefit rider flyer, no. Conversion, no. Premium calculator, no. Safe Shield rate book, nah, no. New business checklist, only if you need to make sure, download that so you can check off that you've got everything for the application. Living benefit agent brochure, no. Fact sheet, no. Safe Shield agent guide, no. I mean, yes, for reference purposes only, but not for you to use on an application. EAP tracking or training, well, yeah, I would recommend that because you need to be trained on it. Safe Shield supply order form, you can just call in and get all your supplies ordered. So I think that is it. Okay, so you go to show folder, and notice all these have been downloaded, and then I would just print those out, and you're good to go. So those are the ones you need to do a SIT form. Let's go to Forrester's. Show you how Forrester's looks. Forrester's a little funky because you got to go actually into their website. There is no fancy thing like that for Forrester's. You have to go to the agent site and log in. So if you can't log in, you got to get with your upline to teach you how to get the username and password. Usually, and it's still thinking. Okay, so they use the iGo app for forms. So forms and brochures. What? Oh man, this is the iPipeline process. I'm going to show you through another carrier. The Forrester's process is very similar to this carrier. Okay, so Forrester's works exactly the same way because they use the same iPipeline engine. So this is Mutual of Omaha. So Forrester's works exactly the same way. So for Mutual of Omaha, for life insurance, it's United of Omaha. I know it's weird, but it is. Again, this is like Forrester's also. You pick new business for forms. You choose the state that you're in. See, I don't know why I'm into this iPipeline, but I can't get into theirs. Product type, term, product name, term life express is the simplified issue. Paper, PDF form, search. Okay, this will be exactly like Forrester's. It'll tell you it'll highlight the basic forms that you need. Okay, so you want the application, you can download it here. Annuity replacement forms, so again, it's very similar. And then life app submission form. All the other stuff is extra stuff. I like to download the buyer's guide because I like to email it to them. Okay. You can look through it there. Now, these are the supplemental forms. Forrester's also has supplemental forms. So if they've got, let's say, for example, they like to rock or mountain climb, you'd have to fill this out. If they do foreign travel, etc. So I want you to look through these, and you might need some of these. Drug and alcohol usage, so on. Supplemental forms help you get your policy issued quick, so I'm a big fan of it. Underwriting guidelines, these are all the reference stuff for you to keep on your computer so you can reference. All right, now you can email these to you, but I like to just download and print them out. So that's Forrester's works exactly like this. If you can get into it, man, I apologize I couldn't get in, but at least I showed you because they use the iPipeline form system, and you're going to kind of learn how the iPipeline thing works. Okay, so that is that. Guides. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take a break. Let's do 5 minutes. Okay, but I'm going to take about 5 and then I'm going to get back rocking, okay? So, okay, so that was the first part. Okay, that was the first part of our, the reason why I started with product and with quoting is it empowers you knowing that you can quote somebody. And then hopefully you wrote an app on yourself, or you're going to write an app on yourself. You need to do that, okay? Even if it's an accident only, which you need a health insurance license to do, you need to do it, man. There's something about your own attitude and mindset that gets enhanced when you can do that yourself. So I'm going to open it up if anyone's got any questions. We're going to get into the sales process.
All participants are unmuted.
Any questions? Okay. You can also chat me
All
up here.
participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
All right, man. So let's talk about sales. The sales process begins with the phone call. Okay, so here's the 4 basics of selling. Number 1, actually, I'm sorry. The 4 basics of selling, it starts with leads, who you're going to sell to. I'm going to talk about that later. Phone call. Number 3, show them the insurance plan. And number 4, the follow-up. Follow through. Make sure the policy gets placed. Probably should have done this at the beginning. Okay. So I'll talk about leads later, but I'm going to focus here on the phone call process, right? I've got a video on calling leads that I did so I'm gonna refer to that video because it's a very simple process that, you just gotta get on the phone and do it. Okay, now, and you'll notice on the video that I don't have any fancy comebacks. I tried 1 or 2, but look, you are just trying to find the nice people who someone did not sit down with already, or even if they sat down with them, didn't give them the right information. The mindset. So let's go over mindset attitude. There's some really good stuff down here. These people need help. These people that send in these forms, they need help. So what some agents do is they write on the top, help me. Okay, and that's the way I think about leads. I think about people that need my help. I don't put pressure on me because they need my help, but they don't know that they need my help sometimes, and then they blow me off on the phone. I don't let that get me down. I just go out there and I dial. I'm just looking for the nice people who want to book appointments with me. Okay? That's all I'm looking for. I just want to find someone who wants to sit down with me and take care of their situation. Okay? So that video, I go through actually it's 5-week-old to 5-month-old leads, like old leads, right? And then, all I'm trying to do is find the nice ones that will let me sit down with them. My phone call is very simple. It starts off trying to validate the information on the form, okay? So I don't know. I didn't think I was going to do this, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try dialing someone right now. Look, if it happens, I don't want this to take forever. Okay. Really, Patrick? Huh. Okay. Okay, so whatever happens, happens. I don't care. What I care about is that if they pick up the phone, I'm going to see if they need some help, right? So I'm going to call this person on this mortgage protection lead. Okay, this is an old lead. So this is 4353. This is not an actor. Let's see if this works. Oh my gosh. I should be nervous, right? Because I'm in front of you and I could fail or I could succeed. But in my opinion, because I'm dialing, I'm succeeding. Whatever happens, happens. Do you understand? Like, my objective is not to impress you that I'm a great phone dialer, or a great appointment booker. All I can do is dial the dadgum phone. Let's see if she's home.
The number you dialed is not a working number. Please check the
Oh.
number and dial again. El número que marcó
I thought that was a 6. It's an 8. So you got to like read the lead. 444. Okay. All I'm doing is seeing if she wants me to come over and help her out.
Reach the voicemail box of 61435.
Okay. So our deal is we can't get a hold of them. We dial them again. And like when I look at the lead, I'm going, Lord, let me help this person. If you want me to help this person, let them answer the phone.
Voicemail box of 61435344448.
It goes right into the voicemail. I'm going to try one more time. The rule is you dial it 3 times. Lord, let me help this person. If it's your will. I mean, really, I do pray. I pray over my leads. Hello? Anita? Hello, Anita? Hello, Anita, can you hear me? Hello, Anita? You there? I'll try you one more time. Maybe we got a bad connection. That was weird. It picked up. Dial number 4. Man, it didn't hang up long enough. Someone picked up. So this is dial number 4. This counts as 4 dials. Hello, Anita?
Hello!
Hello, Anita. Are you there?
Who is this?
Hi, Anita. My name's Alex. I'm with the Mortgage Protection Department. Remember you filling out that form and sending it in to us looking for some mortgage protection insurance? My job is to just Yeah.
I have it. I have it.
Oh. Now, did you get the kind that gets you your money back at the end? Okay, she hung up. So she hung up. She got already. Whatever. Okay, now I'm like, well, heck, I'm going to book a dadgum appointment. So let's get this other person. Remember, they're old leads, so the reason why I pick old leads is I want to show you how they shut me down. I hope that's the number. Okay, now I'm getting competitive. I'm going to book you a dadgum appointment. Oh, man, I don't want to take all your time up. 921,000. This is interesting. I actually was not planning on doing this because it could take time to get someone to pick up and so on. I did get someone to pick up. Notice the 4th dial, she picked up. Was it the 5th?
Your call has been forwarded.
Okay. So I'm going to dial that number again. Give it a couple beats. 921,000 mortgage. This guy's born 1946. And I really don't care about any of that. All I care about is this person needs help. Lord, help me help this person. And then whatever, right? He also put a work number. Oh, that's a 7. I'm gonna got. That's a 7-4. It helps when you type in the correct phone number. I swear. 874. Sometimes it's just a difference of a number. Crap. I want us to be quick. Okay, I'm going to dial it again. The correct number this time. So this is dial number 2. Again, I could be nervous. I don't care. I'm not. But even if you're nervous, look how easy it is. You dial the phone. How hard is that?
Good morning, Lou Griffin.
Hey, Lou. How you doing? This is Alex.
Alex.
Hey, I'm with the Mortgage Protection Department, Lou. I got this form you sent in for you and Janet, looking for some protection on that state bank and trust mortgage of $921,000. My job is just to verify that I'm talking to the right person, Lou. I got your birth date here is March 26, 1946. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, cool. And then I have your height and weight here as 6'3", 230.
That's about right. A little taller than that, about the right weight.
Okay. All right. Maybe it was your wife that filled this out. Oh, it looks like maybe it might be Janet. Anyway. All right. Now I have Janet's birth date is 12/27/1958. Oh, wow. She just had a birthday. Is it 21 or 27?
12/21.
12/21. All right. Cool. And I have her height and weight is 5'4", 140. Is that about right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I show you both as non-smokers.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Now I've got your address here is 2737 Colt Neck Road in Blacklick.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Now the $921,000 mortgage, were you like going to pay that off like earlier than 30 years or 20 years? What was your game plan on how long you were going to keep that?
I'd probably sell the house in probably 7 years.
7 years? Okay. All right, cool. Well, Lou, my simple job is to get this information to you. They have me working out there in Blacklick tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. When are you typically available? I can be out there probably about between 3 and 5 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, or it could be, say, between 6 and 8 on Monday night, which might be...
You're a hustler. What brokerage do you work for?
I work for AIG. I work for Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica.
Now, those are companies you represent. What broker do you work for?
I'm with Nash.
Are you the own broker? Or you work for
Yeah, Abuyuan Financial Group is my company. So it's abuyuanfinancial.com.
Okay. This is not a group offer.
No. This is...
I'll be real front with you. I sell life insurance, and I represent the same company you're representing.
Oh.
And I thought this was a group. I was interested in seeing what would be offered on a group plan, someone my age.
I got you.
And so, no, life insurance is a great business. So is this your own brokerage?
Yeah. I got Abuyuan Financial Group is my company, and we work mortgage leads and final expense leads and so on and stuff like that. You still in the business?
Yeah, I've got an insurance agent on Mill Street in Gahanna.
Oh, that's cool.
And a brokerage house as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Good stuff. Well,
It is good stuff.
good deal. Well, you're in the right business, man. I love it. It's been great for me and my family. So,
yeah, well, stay on the life insurance side of it. I don't know about the mortgage leads, but stay on the life insurance side of it. Property and casualty grass is green over there and excellent renewals, but only a few can go do that and keep the tentacles of service off your back.
Man, I'm with you on that 100%, man. I've been doing this 18 years, so you've been in it longer than me, probably.
Yep.
All right, Lou.
But anyway, well, I'm sorry I wasted your time.
Oh, no, never a waste, man. My job is to help people. So you know how that is, right?
Sure, sure.
All right, man.
So,
yeah.
hang in there.
Okay, God bless you, man. Take care. Bye now.
Okay, thank you. Bye now.
Okay. So what? My job is to help people. He was an insurance agent. Okay, so here's why they're probably looking to get into group. Is his health sucks, and he's older, and he's just trying to get into a group insurance plan so that he can kind of get wrapped up into, so anyway, 921,000. That's pretty good. You are the man. No, I'm not. Sir. Okay, well, how hard was that dialing the phone? He picked up. Did he pick up like on the second dial? The second time I dialed that number, the right number, right? So that's why you got to do it more than once. Okay, now I'm like, I'm going to book me an appointment. Okay. See, you got to be relentless. 919. I was not planning on running appointments tomorrow. 86. Because it's snowing and stuff like that. But you know what? I need to go serve somebody. Do I need to write insurance? I need to serve somebody. I'm serving you by doing this. If it means helping somebody out, then it's me, man. I'm helping them. That might be the wrong number because that 2 looks like a 1. Man, it's a 919 area code. That's a North Carolina phone number. Let me try to see if it's that other number. Sometimes, you got to read the numbers, and sometimes you have to guess sometimes. So I'm going to try that 2. I'm going to try that 2 as a 1. I can't help myself. I got to book something. Okay, it's not dialing. So that 1 could really be a 2.
Please leave your message for 919812864.
Oh. Dadgummit. I dialed the wrong number again. 813. It works better when you're not doing a boot camp in front of everybody. And I can't see my numbers.
Your call has been forwarded to an
I'm going to try the other number. This is the mundaneness of dialing. Actually, this part of the business just drives me crazy because I'm so bored when I do this. It's actually more fun doing it in front of you because I'm doing something, I'm talking to you. Otherwise, I'd be just sitting there surfing the internet or something. See, I was not planning on taking this time because it could take, it could be 30 minutes till I book an appointment of dialing. It could be 45 minutes. It could be the next 10 minutes. The point is...
The TextMail subscriber you were trying to reach is not available. Please.
Okay, let me go back to the other one. So this is kind of the game, is am I dialing the right number, and then I'm going to dial it multiple times. Get them to pick up the dadgum phone. That's one thing about this business. You can't make them pick up the phone. Man, I'm going to dadgum dial it again. I'm not harassing. Golly, man, I gotta dial See, when I get in the mode, I can't stop. It's like a drug. I don't know about you, but this just really gets me. I was a basketball player all my life and tennis player. So I had this like competitive urge. This dialing the phone gets that in me going. And
Your call has been forwarded to an auto.
I don't ever leave messages, by the way. I'm covering somebody, man. I am covering somebody. I'm going to take care of somebody. Because they need help. Lord, let me help this person. It's up to you. It's not your will, not my will, but yours. Katrina and Tiffany. See if they're home. Okay, I'm going to dial it again. They need help, man. They need my help. I'm the only one separating them from financial security. So this is where I like open up and reveal my Superman is. Like your heroes out there when you're calling helping these people, man. That's kind of the hero thing. This is weird because I'm documenting how I think about this. I don't know if it's helping you. Okay, there's another number on here. I'm gonna try this one more time. 3 times, man. 3 times the rule. I mean, you saw the first 2 that they picked up the phone. Man, I gotta help somebody. It says on here disabled. Let's see if I can help a disabled person. You know what? Their mortgage isn't that much. It doesn't matter. It's like a $28,000 mortgage. But I don't care how much the mortgage is. It could be $931,000 or it could be $28,474. It could be a trailer. But I'm helping them because that trailer is what puts a roof over their head. So I'm going to try Tiffany. Lord, let me help them. Yeah, we still got people on here. Wow, 20 people. This is kind of where everyone freaks out. Oh, can I make a dial? Oh, I'm nervous. It's like, man, go just dial physically, pump the numbers. That's all you're doing. Okay, so I go to recent and I click. This is how hard it is. Come on, I'm rooting for you. Let me help you. Let me help you. Pick up the phone. Let me help you. I've got 15 companies. I've got all these products. I got the app on my phone. I can run a rate. I'll learn how to do an e-app. Ah! Okay, 2 times, 3rd time. You know, 3rd time's a charm. The rule is 3 times in a row, baby. I'm so bored. So I cut all this part out of my video. I should actually be more low-key. But I actually worked with that dude that picked up the phone with the $921,000 mortgage. Okay.
You have reached the voicemail box.
I don't leave messages. Let's try James. Trisha and James. Lord, let me help them. dialed it. Can you do that 250 times a week? Just dialing the phone? Come on. I'm rooting for you. Our biggest hit rate for dialing is between 8 and 10 on Saturdays. Yeah, it's like 11. But we still get a hold of people, but like it seems like the highest pickup rate is between 8 and 10 in the morning. Third time. I need to probably wait a little bit longer before I dial. Now, what happens is they get curious because they see my number hitting them 3 times. They'll call me back. Even probably during this boot camp, they could call me back. Okay. Man. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna. I gotta help somebody, man. What time is it? How am I doing this? Come on, man. Lord, let me help Kenneth.
Hello?
Hello, Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Ken. This is Alex. I'm with the Mortgage Protection Department. And I got that form that you filled out looking for some information on mortgage protection insurance. I just want to make sure that I verify all this information that you put on here. I got your birth date as March 16th, 1978. Is that right?
Yeah, what is this about again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You filled out, I'm from the Mortgage Protection Department. Remember your mortgage with Citizens Bank for $67,640? You filled out a form. You actually signed it with your Kenneth J. Hughes Jr., right? And you put this information on here. I guess you were looking for mortgage protection insurance. So I just wanted to verify the information you wrote down here. Again, it's March 16th.
Yeah, I think it was just asked to me if I wanted like some more information on it, right?
Yeah,
I'm just kind of curious about it.
Yeah, that's my job. I'll get you this information. I got a stack of these, so I'm just kind of working through them right now. Now, is that your birthday, March 16th, 78?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And I got your height as 5'10", 205.
Correct.
Okay, and it shows that you're a non-smoker.
Right.
Okay, and your address here, 314 Shadbush Drive in Blacklick.
Correct.
Okay, cool. And the loan amount, the $67,640, was that, were you just going to keep that as a 30-year mortgage, or were you planning on paying that off earlier?
I mean, at this point, it's going to stay at 30 year. I don't know.
Okay.
Circumstances change the next
I know, man.
years, but today, if you ask me, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool, man. Okay, so by the way, there's no like spouse or co-borrower on here. Who was going to be your like beneficiary? Like if you died, who would you want the house to go to or the mortgage paid off for? Did you have anyone specific in mind? Girlfriend, parents, spouse, children, dog, cat?
I'm recently divorced, and my kids are pretty young right now, so I'm not quite sure how I would handle that.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. Well, and the other feature about this program too is that if you can't work, that we pay your mortgage. Like if you come disabled, we pay your mortgage for you. So, you know, for someone like you, that might, I don't know, that might work. But anyway, my job, Ken, is to get this information to you. It takes only about 15, 20 minutes. And they have me working out in Blacklick Sunday afternoon, evening, and Monday. Do you typically like work during the daytime, or are you going to be around Sunday afternoon, like say between 3 and 5 p.m.? Swing by. It's only...
Yeah, I'll actually have my kids. Are you talking about tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I have some stuff going on with my kids tomorrow.
Oh, that's cool. How about Monday night between 6 and 8? Are you going to be back home from work?
Well, that's New Year's Day, right?
Oh, you know what?
New Year's Day.
I have no clue, man. Like, these holidays are just kind of running. Like I said, it's only about...
I'm with you.
I know, man. It's like 15, 20 minutes. I mean, I can pop up there and, get this information to you and then get home. It's like in the evening, like between 6 and 8, and then...
Yeah, so New Year's Day, I'm supposed to be going over to some family's house.
Oh.
I'm not sure what time I'll actually be back on New Year's Day.
All right. How about...
So...
what time do you get back from work on Tuesday?
I'm normally off work around about 5:30. Yeah, about 5:30.
Okay. I could probably swing by between 6 and 7 on Tuesday.
Okay.
And then, I'll run this information, and then you can do whatever you want with it. All right?
Okay.
Okay, Ken. All right, man. All right. Hey, enjoy football. All right, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
Take care, man.
Right.
See you. Bye. Okay, that wasn't that good. But the point, he's not a paid actor, by the way. The point is, Ken is single. So I just want to make sure, he may not, he's divorced, he's got kids. It's like, I'm gonna sell him something that he wants and needs, but I'm not going to sell him something that he doesn't want or doesn't need. But when there's a single person on the lead, now this is good, this happened with a single person on this lead, is I want to know who the beneficiary is. Because if he says, well, I don't know, I just got a divorce, my kids are pretty young. Okay, that's cool. Well, listen, we got some disability programs, so like if you become disabled, but I just got to drop this information off to you. I'm not selling over the phone, but I'm just kind of teasing him with a little bit, like maybe, So he's born in 1978, so he's younger, but he's got kids. And then my job is to come over there. So, I could have pushed New Year's Day, but it's like, you know what? Look, what time do you get home? Well, 5:30. Okay, cool. I can be there between 6 and 7. Takes only about 15 minutes. Awesome. You know what? What's awesome is I said, Lord, let me help somebody today. And Lord answered my prayer. He said, okay, well, why don't you help this Ken guy and go out there and serve this guy? So what if Ken no-shows me? You know what? If Ken no-shows me, that's okay, because I did what I told God that I want to do, help somebody. If he no-shows, that's up to him. But I'm doing what God wants me to do, which is go help people. So he blesses me because I made the attempt. I'm going to drive an hour. Black Lake's about an hour and a half from me. God knows why I'm calling old leads out an hour and a half from me. Because I'm on here serving you. So if I'm serving you, I'm calling to show you how simple a phone call is so I can go serve someone, because that's my mode, man. I got to serve someone. It's like Andy Albright. He's got to serve somebody. So when you think about it, how many dials did I make? Did someone track how many dials? Amen, brother. Amen, yeah. I don't know how many. I think that if I had to estimate, maybe 15 dials, right? I talked to maybe 3 people, and I booked 1, right? Does that sound right? Like, chat at me. It's like 15, talked to maybe 3 people, booked 1 appointment, And then if I book 3 appointments, I'm going to sit with 2 people, I'm going to close 1. And the average premium per home is about $1,000. Like, do you see how kind of the numbers, boom, boom, boom? Okay, so let's break down what I did. Number 1, what I did was I wasn't going to stop until I talked to somebody, man. Do you know how that is? I crossed someone off, right? Because, Lou was an insurance agent. He just wanted to see if he can get a group plan. But I crossed him off my list. I found out that he wasn't interested. I found someone who already took care of it. I couldn't turn her around because she hung up on me. Like, you know, maybe I would call her back and stuff, and I would try some slick thing. But you know what? I'm just looking for the Kens. Was it Ken? I want to find the Ken who said, yeah, come on over. The hardest thing I did was this. You know what? Honestly, I was not planning on dialing. I was just going to teach you, this is how you dial. So that was kind of cool. God is great all the time. Okay, so let's break that down. Notice how I changed my voice inflection when Ken answered, right? Because Ken, like Lou, okay, so let me tell you kind of stuff I do naturally. I don't know if I can teach this to you per se, but you got to do it yourself. So Lou said, yeah, hey, this is Lou. He sounded nice. He sounded like a nice guy. He's a sales guy. So he's going to come off being that relatable kind of guy. So I was trying to be, hey, Lou. And then he responded back, hey, like we're best friends. That's a technique. Okay, I listen to them, and then I utilize my relatability technique. And, okay, so now when Ken answered, notice, this is all NLP, by the way, Brandon. I know Brandon's into the NLP thing now. Victory. Victory is dialing. Victory is dialing the phone. Booking an appointment is the result of the victorious thing I did, which was go attempt to help people by dialing the phone. So that's how I rate victory. You got me? Yeah. So notice when Ken answered, hello, I didn't go, hey, Ken. I didn't do that. I said, Ken? Hello, Ken? It was like real laid back. Like you noticed, I just pulled it in, reined it in, and just laid back. And then he kind of said, well, what is this? I go, well, I told him what it was. Answered his question. I just need to verify. How I did it is how I do it. And then I found times that he was available. I'd say it's only going to take about 15, 20 minutes, but Alex's appointment can take an hour and a half, as evidenced by the e-app that you went through. Yeah, I know. The information exchange is about 15 minutes. My giving him the information and finding out about him, that first part of the ATM is about 15 minutes. It's their fault that they extend it from 15 minutes to an hour and a half. It's their fault because they want something. They need something. It's like, okay, I'll stay here longer and help you. I mean, I'm being facetious, right? But that's the point. I'm not lying to them because the exchange of information, the delivery is about 15, 20 minutes. Now, he chooses whether or not it takes an hour and a half. And so he's born in 78, so he's younger. In my mind, on game planning, I'm going to maybe show him CFG term, and I might even throw in the return of premium, right? He's a non-smoker. So, you know, he's 30-something. He's got kids. I'm going to talk about him taking care of his kids. See, I'm kind of like thinking, what am I going to do for this guy? As far as the phone call, that's it. I verify information. I say, Joe, Mary, Ken, Ken, I'm with the Mortgage Protection Department. Look, I got a stack of these on my desk. I'm just going through them right now. And look, I was going to book New Year's Day. And he was like, New Year's Day? It's like, oh, yeah. I mean, you know what he said? He goes, yeah, I know how it is. All these days are running together. Relatability remark. You know, just kind of joking with him, just being easygoing. Let's have a conversation, man. How many times have you gotten on the phone and had a conversation with your friends? You're not doing anything different here. You're just having a conversation. You're just like, don't be, hello, my name is Alex. I'm with the Mortgage Protection Department, and I'm following a script. I know you understand I am following a script, so you better book an appointment with me because my script is supposed to work. No. Man, it's like you're having a conversation with a buddy. They just don't know that you're their buddy yet. And you don't know if they're your buddy because you only are buddies with people that care for their families. I'm not buddies with people that don't care about their families. So I'm just checking out if they want to be my buddy. Oh, man, there's so much in there. A lot of it is like you're fearful of getting on the phone and dialing a lead when the fear is fake. How do I take the fear away? The way I do it is I look, Ken needs my help. Lord, let me help him. And so all of a sudden, it's not on me. It's on, put it in God's hands. And when I put it in God's hands, all I got to do is physically dial the phone 3 times. If they don't answer, they don't. If they do, I do my script, right? I verify the information. I find when they're available. I banter if they're bantering type people. And then I booked an appointment. Woo! Okay. I could do this like the rest of the morning. I could probably book, 10 appointments in the next 3 hours if I had, had enough leads. Okay. Does anyone can chat at me any questions? Anybody got any questions on the phone call? You just never. I was going to do this boring lecture. This is how you do a phone call. When they answer the phone, you say this. When you do this, and you verify the information. So it's kind of cool that it worked out like that. I did not plan on it, by the way. Seriously, I did not plan on it. Let me put this lead in my appointment file. Gang, seriously, if you can book appointments, you can get wealthy. You can do this thing. Oh my gosh! And am I going to take care of him? I hope so, but maybe not. Maybe he doesn't even show up. Maybe he forgets, because I am booking a little bit more than 24, 48 hours, right? That's why I said Sunday and Monday. And notice I put a window of time. I get, sometimes it's an hour between 6 and 7. Sometimes it's a couple hours between 3 and 5, because it's an hour and a half away from me. It's between 3 and 5. Gives me a chance to get up there, and it's snowing outside. So I might have to drive through the snow, So I'm giving me a bigger window. But the reason why I get windows, because if I was going to book around that appointment, I'm going to tell him, for example, Sunday, I say between 3 and 5. The next person I book, I'm going to say between 4 and 6. The next person I book, it might be between 1 and 3. Notice I have an hour overlap. And the reason why I have overlap, it allows me to go over there early if I get no-show at the previous appointment, right? So I can come in later. It gives me fudge factors, so I can sit down with somebody. I can book a bunch of appointments together. Really, literally, I can go an hour apart. I can book a 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And if I tell each one, hey, I'll be there between 12 and 2. I'll be there between 1 and 3. I'll be there between 2 and 4. I'll be there between 3 and 5. Then I can manage my calendar. So, because people say, well, it takes an hour and a half appointment. What if it takes a half hour to get to your next appointment? That's why I do windows of time. That's just my technique. Book 24, 48 hours ahead. He's going to be a little bit out there. So what I might do is I might text him on New Year's Day. Hey, Ken, by the way, just, I'm coming out. Because it's more than 24, 48. If it's 24 to 48, then I won't double check with them. But I want to make sure I'm going out there for a reason. If it's beyond that, I might verify it, okay? But I know it might be soft. So if I'm continuing to dial today, I might double book that appointment. If I have to do it on Tuesday, I might have to double book that appointment. So I might actually have 2 appointments between 6 and 8 on Tuesday night, right? So that's another scheduling technique that allows you to be very productive when you go out, then give you the fudge factor that you need. It could be 2 hours. It could be a 1 hour window, between 6 and 7. Okay, so you got an hour fudge, okay? But notice I didn't try to do any slick objection handling, because right now, I'm just trying to teach you to get on the phone and have confidence so you can get on the Deadcom phone. Man, because it's so simple. God, I was not that good, but I found someone who picked up the phone and who was interested in sitting down with me, okay? Woo! All right. We got the sales thing done on the phone call. Insurance program to somebody. Let's see how I want to do this. Okay, I'm gonna simplify it very simply for you. Simplify it very simply. That's I'm a member of the redundancy department. Where's my Okay, I hope this is the one that works. Okay, gang. the ATM sales process. Let me pull mine out. Okay, so the new ATM 5.0. So let's break down the sales process very simply. I can dig deep, but I don't want to dig deep. I just want you to get up there and flip the dadgum charts. Okay, let's flip the charts. And so there's like a I call it the 5-question process. Okay, okay. So the 5-question process. Number 1, this is called bond and rapport. And the second part of the process, number 2, finding their pain. I'm laying the foundation. This goes so that you can understand my entire sales teaching by just laying out the framework, because framework is important. Pain. This is the upfront contract. Okay, I'm going to talk briefly about these. We'll call this fulfillment of the contract. These come out of the Sandler sales system. So I'm a Sandler guy. We use 5 steps of the Sandler 7-step process. You don't need to know anything about that. I'm going to give you the quick and dirty on how to go through the ATM by using like 5 basic questions or 5 question categories. Okay. Fulfillment, and then this is the post-sale. Okay. I'm introducing this to you because then you'll understand the context of how I teach what I teach and why I teach what I teach. But don't dig deep into it. It's as simple as my process the phone. Okay, remember the phone call is simply dialing the phone to see if they're there. Number 2, am I talking to the right person? Joe? Mary? Number 3, verifying information. Number 4, telling them it's only going to take 15 minutes. And number 5, booking the appointment. Now, what I could have done is probably what I should have done too, I forgot, was to verify that this house, what color is this house, what part of the street it's on. I normally do that. So I didn't do that here because I got him on, I got him booked. So I could have went through it, and in my other video, it shows you how I did verify the color of the house, what street it's, what cross street, how to kind of basically get there. And I really should have done that because it's more than 48 hours ahead. So look, I make mistakes, okay? Not that good. Remember, I'm not that good. All right, so here's like the 5-step process of the ATM, okay? And each slide fits in to this process. So basically, just let's talk through it. I want to make sure that I relate to the patient. They are a patient, by the way. So bond and rapport. That's kind of what I was doing on the phone, just trying to create rapport with the person by matching how I talk to them, that kind of thing. But I want to feel good, people call it warm up, whatever you want to call it. It's like, so they trust you, okay? And then I go find out, why am I here? What do they need? Do they need something? That's the pain process. And then number 3, the upfront contract to tell them what's going to happen. Okay, so in order to make sure this doesn't happen to you, this is what's going to happen. Is that cool with you? And they say, yeah. Then fulfillment shown the rates. So which choice between 1, 2, and 3 is going to work for you and your budget? And then number 5, hey, when I get this, I'm going to give it back to you. I'm going to open your policy with you when you get it, and then we're going to go over it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So there's very specific things. So it's really 5 questions are the 5 steps in the process. Okay. So I'm going to go through the ATM, but I'm going to show you kind of where it is in the ATM as we go through it. Okay. But let's just boil it down to just a simple questions. Number 1, bond and rapport. So when you're sitting down with a married couple, this is what I like the question. Memorize this question. So how did you two meet? This is like one of the main question. That's a great bond report question for a couple. Okay, if it's a single person, okay, another great question is, so how long have you lived here in this house? It's a mortgage protection, okay? So couple single, okay. Another bond report question, and this kind of helps you get into the pain. So have you had a close relative pass away? Yes or no? And then did they have life insurance? This is a great Eric Belair question. Because if they say yes, they did, oh man, it must have really helped their family out. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, well that's what we're going to do to help you do that here. Or they say, well, no, they didn't. Oh man, was it hard? Oh man, you have no idea. I just had I had an agent I interviewed yesterday who told me exactly that. It's like when she was younger, her dad died. They didn't have life insurance on him, and it was hard on the family. Well, tell me more about that. Well, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen to your family. So either yes or no works. So these are great bond report questions to create relatability with your client to help them trust you. Okay, I've got detailed videos on this, but the question is very simple, right? And where does that show up? It shows up, let's get the ATM out. As you're kind of pulling this out and you're going over the ATM, you tell them kind of basically who we are. So I'm going to give you just some words. Now, what you got to do, man, is you got to go over this with your dog, your cat, your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, someone who, is kind, that you can ask critiquing questions, okay? You got to practice this before you go out on your first appointment. God, please don't let your first person you practice on be a client, okay? I'm big on rehearsal. So just some really short, simple things. I go, as I'm pulling this thing out, I say, so basically we are a group of agents and agencies called the Alliance that we help families like yours with mortgage protection, life insurance, final expense, annuities, retirement protection, that sort of thing. And in fact, we're hiring right now because we need some help in this area. So you're planting that seed. Okay, those are just simple words, who we are. Now, let me tell you a little bit about me. Okay, I don't read all this. Hey, I was born in Morocco. My dad was in the Navy, so I was born at a Navy station out there. And then I grew up in California and different parts of the country with him. By the way, did you guys grow up around here? Are you from this area originally? See, so everything on here allows you to ask them questions. So this is all part of the bond and rapport. Okay, and this is where you pull out the questions. So how did you two meet? Because I talk about my wife. I met my wife doing theater. Got married in 1991. So how did you and Mary meet each other? So tell me that story. And then, when they kind of recount, this is where it can get a lot of fun. If they're that kind of person, those kind of people, you'll start joking and having fun. I just try to break the ice like that. If they're single but have a girlfriend, like if you're single and don't have a spouse, just, if you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, just talk about them, But this question is important. How did you two meet? Okay, and then I got my life insurance license. If you just got it, just say, I got my life insurance license because I really love to help people. I'm passionate about helping people prevent financial tragedy if they get personal tragedy, if they encounter personal tragedy. All right? Okay, this is my joke. I do this every time. So Joe and Mary, a portion of my commissions I earn from each sale goes to feed hungry children. And then I go to this slide, and this is a picture of my hungry children. I've got 5 kids, and there's a picture of my beautiful wife, Jenny, and then here's my insurance license. And by the way, I have my my lanyard, okay, So I have my lanyard on me. Okay, so let's show that. Okay, so what is my lanyard? My lanyard is one of these, these conference lanyards. You're going to get these at the national conference when you attend. And then I put a small copy of my license. I cut it out, and I put it on both sides, so I don't care which way it's showing. And so when I meet the client, I have this on. Okay, and I don't have these glasses on. I put on my nerd glasses. You've probably seen these before if you see my videos. I've got my nerd glasses on because because those sniper glasses may not be very relatable. Because they're probably wondering, why do you wear like orange tinted, amber tinted glasses? I don't want them to have to comment on anything or think in their heads. So I'll put these on, and I have my lanyard. See how simple that is? I'll have a golf shirt, jeans, especially in the wintertime. I'll have jeans on, or maybe some khaki jeans or whatever. But we're very much dressed down, and so the lanyard makes you feel official and makes you look official to them. So anyway, that's my little sales pitch. So let's go back to the ATM. Okay, Joe, Mary, these are the companies I represent. You probably recognize some of these companies. And I point out the recognizable companies, the more famous companies like Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, AIG. Have you heard some of these companies before? Yes or no, it doesn't matter. I mean, they say, well, I've heard of them. Okay, great. So, so my job is to really find you the best program that gets you covered and take care of your needs, and that'll fit your budget. It's simple. That's all. I don't spend a lot of time, right? I just let them look at the cool logos, okay, and then I move on. Honestly, this is really kind of how long it takes. Okay, so let's talk about your financial picture. So I go, again, bond and rapport. This is one of the checks here to check if you've built enough rapport with them that they're going to give you this information. So let's talk about your financial picture. And so this is where, I'm going to write down all this information. I'm going to talk about their height and weight from the form. Now, Joe and Mary, like on this form, you have your height and weight is this, and they'll either confirm or deny it. And I show you both non-tobaccos, non-tobacco. By the way, tell me about your medications. What medications are you taking, Joe? And so here's kind of how I list it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so I'm going to just do the T-graph. I'm going to put Joe and Mary. Then I'm going to, confirm that information on the chart. And then when I find out medications, okay, so height and weight, 5'10", 190. Mary's 5'3", 130. Okay. Tobacco, I'll put NS for non-smokers. Let's say Mary's a smoker. I just kind of lay it out visually because, I write this on the back of the lead, by the way. So I put this on the back of the lead. And then medications. So, Joe, what kind of medications do you take? I just write them down, say metformin, whatever. And she takes high blood pressure medications, whatever. And up here, I'll put Joe's age. Let's say he's 57, and Mary's like 55, okay? I'll put their medications. I just follow the chart. Okay, any operations? Okay, do you have any operations? Okay, well, I had knee surgery. I had hip replacement, whatever. I just write down their operations. This gives me an idea of what I can cover them with. Okay, now if you're brand new, well, I'll get to that part, okay? So what company did you work at? I like to put the company information up here. What company do you work for? You work for Remington Steel. Okay. How long you been there? Oh, I've been there 10 years. Okay, great. Who'd you work for before? I work for XYZ company. Great. By the way, do you have a 401k? Did you have a 401k that you developed, that you transferred from XYZ? 401k, yes or no? I do the same thing with Mary. Okay. And then I write down in front. Then I want to know their income. So it's like, Joe, just round numbers. You do it softball, just ballpark. Tell me how much money you make annually, just ballpark. Oh, I make about $60,000. Okay. And Mary, how about you? Just ballpark, just round numbers. So you say, you don't try to get to the penny. You want to, and this tests your bond and report. Like if you create enough rapport with them, they're going to give you this information. So Mary, how much, you make 25,000. Okay, great. All right. So it shows here your mortgage is 150,000. Is that right? Okay. Is that 30 years or what? 30 years. Okay. Do you have any current policies? Any policies, any life insurance policies right now? Yes or no? What are they? How much face value? Are they term, whole life? I just want to know what I'm dealing with, right? Do you have any criminal or driving record? Okay, this will let you know up front. Well, I had a DUI 10 years ago. If he says I had a DUI last year or 3 months ago, it's going to affect your underwriting, which you don't got to worry about, okay? In the future, you will know how to do it, but you're going to call your upline manager and you're going to give him this information so he can tell you or she can tell you which process, are you in the military? Now, this is someone who may look like they're in the military. If they're older, they're probably not military, okay? Children. I just do it just real quick. This doesn't take very long. I just run through it real quick, okay? Now that you got this information, okay, then what I do is I call my upline. So you call me. You call your growing upline manager, or they'll give you a number to call of someone who can help you, like decide what product to cover with them, okay? So just get this information, call it in, and we'll help you. And how you do this, say, okay, great. Let me check with my chief underwriter so we can determine an approach, okay? So now you're going to get into the pain question. Okay, once you get this information, actually, kind of like, almost like before you call your upline, okay? So Mary, let me ask you, so this is the simple pain question. Okay, and that's the next slide, by the way. Okay, why is this important? So now we're going into the pain question, the simple pain question. So this is what I do, because when I have this all laid out in the back of the lead, I ask Mary the question. So this goes, Mary, when Joe dies, I put an X. Okay, when Joe dies, I put an X to his income. Tell me how you're going to cover the mortgage. That's really kind of the basic question. So tell me how, is it going to be tough to pay the mortgage? Because you got your mortgage, let's say the mortgage payment, yes, the mortgage payment is $1,200. That's one of the questions you asked. So is it going to be hard to make that $1,200 mortgage payment based on you losing $60,000 of household income? And then I just shut up. I let her ask me the question. Well, yeah, it is going to be tough. It's going to be hard. It's going to be whatever. And then I want to find out more about that. Okay. And then Joe, same question for you. Tell me, when Mary dies, you're going to lose $25,000 of household income. Same thing. Is it going to be hard to cover the mortgage? She might say, well, it's not going to be as tough for me. I think I could make it just on my income. All right, cool. And when he says that, then all I'm doing is I'm going to focus on Joe and covering Joe. So everything I'm going to be talking about is, okay, Mary, so let's talk about how we can help you out here. Okay. Let me help you with this. Let me show you how we can make sure that doesn't happen to you. All right. So do you understand? The question is, Mary, tell me, is it going to be tough to make that mortgage payment of $1,200 when Joe dies and you lose $60,000 of income a year? Is it going to be hard for you? Let her answer the question. Yes, no, maybe so. Well, and then you find out more about it. Well, tell me more about that. What are you going to have to do? Right? And then you ask the same question to Joe. Is it going to be hard for you? And he might say, no, not going to be that hard. I can still do it. Okay, great. Well, then, Mary, let's talk about how we can take care of Joe. When Joe passes away, let's figure out how you can still stay in the house. Okay, that's my job. That's why I'm here. Okay, very simple. That's why I'm here. So you did bond and rapport. You found out more about the client. Then you transition to the pain questions with Mary. What's going to happen if you X Joe out? Joe, what's going to happen if and you X Mary out? Okay, do you see how simple that is? Now, if they're older and we might have to do like mortgage payment protection, we can talk about affordable ways to take care of them. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so bond rapport, finding pain, going through their personal situation, and then what I do is I call them upline. Okay, so at this point, once you found the pain, you know what they're looking for, you know who to cover. Then I say, then I tell John Mary, hey, John Mary, okay, I'm going to check with my chief underwriter to see if we're, what approach we're going to go here. I'm just going to double check, make sure we're going down the right track. I get on the phone and you call me up and say, hey, Alex, I'm sitting with a nice couple here, Joe and Mary Smith, and I want to make sure we're on the right track with what to offer them. Okay. Then you give me the rundown, or I might even prompt you with questions. What medications are they taking? It's probably what I'm going to ask. How old are they? Tell me about the mortgage, right? Any surgeries. Based on that, I can make a recommendation. Okay, it looks like we can do XYZ company, Forrester, strong foundation, okay? And we probably could do, option one. You should probably do, the minimum 25,000. Option two, let's cover, since he makes 60,000, 75%, that's what, 60,000 to 85,000. So that might be 2/3 of the income, maybe. So let's talk about covering 100,000 of the mortgage. And then number three is covering the whole mortgage. And let's just talk about Joe. Let's just do a Joe's quote. Let's not bundle them together. Let's just take care of Joe, because apparently Mary's got the problem if Joe dies. Joe doesn't have the problem. Do you see? And I'm going to say, give him these three options, okay? And then you're going to jot down just small print on the back of the lead. And, if you can calculate the premium, great. But if you want me to do it, I'll give you the premium amounts for Joe based on age 57, non-smoker, all the height and weight information, okay? So once I give you the approach, then you do the upfront contract, okay? Remember, the ATM will always guide you, and the upfront contract is what happens next. Why is this important? Okay, now you're going to talk about mortgage protection. Okay, based on what they said, hey, we're going to show you an option where it'll pay the mortgage if you die, or pay part of the mortgage so that we can refinance. We've got an option called mortgage payment protection where we can cover mortgage payments. We got a split plan covering accidental death or full coverage to make it affordable, and some of these other features. I don't spend a lot of time on this, okay? If it's final expense, okay, I'll talk about final expense. And then this is the upfront contract. What happens next? Okay. So you're going to tell them here what happens next. So the basic question of bond rapport, I gave you that. The pain question, what happens if? The question here is, this is the process. Do you agree to the process? Right? It's like 5 question categories. Right? So this is what I do with them. I say, okay, this is what's going to happen. Based on what my chief underwriter said, I'm going to give you 3 options. Okay, so 1, I'm going to give you 3 options that will meet your needs, and then you decide how much will fit in your budget. And then you're going to pick an option. Number 2, we're going to fill out a request for coverage form. Okay. We're going to fill out a request for coverage form. And what I'd like to do is I like to draw it out on the back of the lead. I always use that lead So I like to try it out. So I'm going to give you 3 options. I'm going to kind of draw option 1, 2, and 3. Okay. You're going to pick the one that you want. I'm going to just circle the middle one because majority of them will circle the middle one. But what you're doing is you're kind of, it's an NLP trick. Okay. I'm not going to talk about that. But, okay. So I'm going to show you 3 options. Then I'm going to go, then we're going to fill out a request for coverage form. Okay, and I'm going to ask you health questions and so on so that the insurance company will determine, right, whether or not you can qualify for it. Okay, then we're going to send it to the insurance company. We're going to send it in to the insurance company. Okay, so I'm going to draw a building. And I'm going to put insurance company. We're going to send it to them. And now this is key when I explain this. Now, one of 2 things can happen. Okay. They're going to think about you. Okay. They're going to think whether or not they want to issue the policy on you. Okay. This is key, by the way. You don't tell them that, but I'm telling you watching this, this is key. We're going to send it in. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to think about you. Okay. They're going to think about you. Okay. TAU. They're going to think about you. They're going to determine whether or not you get the policy. So right now, all we're doing is picking the program you think you can afford. We're going to hopefully get you approved, but you know, 1 of 2 things can happen. They can approve it. So should they approve it? Okay. They approve. Yes. They say yes. They think about you. They say yes. And what I'm going to do, they're going to send it back to you. This is you. And then I'm going to come over and we're going to open up the policy to see if it's got everything that you want and need in it. We can make changes at that time. And that's when you get to think about it. So right now, tonight, you don't need to think about anything. This is not a think about it night. This is a night to determine what you think you can afford. Okay, what you can afford and determine what you qualify for from these options. We're going to fill this out, and then they're going to think about you. So you have nothing to think about until the policy gets delivered to you. I'm going to come over, we're going to open it up. At that point, we can think about it. We can raise the amount of coverage, we can decrease it, whatever you want to do. At that point, we can think about it, okay? Now, in the case that they say no, they're not going to approve you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to you, and I'm going to give you other options, okay? Another set of options that I know we can cover you based on your health. Okay, so maybe there was something in your health they didn't like, whatever. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to get you covered. So again, tonight's not a think about it night. Okay, and that's the upfront contract. Basically, and then the question is, so how does that sound to you? Does that sound good to you, Joe and Mary? And this is the point of demarcation. This is where you say, yes, I'm going to continue on to show you the rates. Or no, I'm not going to show you nothing. I'm going to leave. Alex, that's pretty harsh. It's like, man, if they're not going to commit to my process, then I'm not going to stay there and let them steal my rates. I'm going to walk out of there. Okay? And if they say, well, Alex, I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to think about it. We really can't make any decision. And I say, you're not making a decision. There's no final decision. There is no decision right now. All we're doing right now is determining what you can afford and to see if you qualify. The only way you can make a decision is if you know you qualify, right? It's kind of like sending your child to college. You don't even know if they can get into Harvard or Duke, right, or Princeton. Okay, you can't even make a decision on where to send them unless you know they're accepted, right? And so they're accepted at Harvard. They're not accepted at Duke. They're accepted at Princeton. So now you know which you can choose from if they're accepted, right? So here, we're going to get you, see if you can get accepted, and then you can make a choice. Does that make sense, Joe and Mary? And typically I'll use that analogy if they have college-age kids that they went through the process, then they understand what I'm talking about. I try to use an analogy that relates to them. This is important, the upfront contract, because again, if they say, well, no, we're not really wanting to commit anything right now, okay, great. I'll tell you what, here's my card. Give me a call when you're ready to do something. Again, ready to go through this process to see if you qualify. Give me a call. Or you can book a meeting from a meeting, okay? So bam, fam, okay? So I would do this first. Bam, fam, book a meeting from a meeting. I say, okay, great. Tell you what. So there's two techniques. Okay. Now we really got to think about it. Okay, go outside. Okay. So the first technique is, okay, great. Tell you what, I'm going to make a few calls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step outside, get in my car, and I'm going to make a few calls because I got to check on a couple of my clients. I'm going to give you maybe 10 minutes and I'll come back. So I'll give you time to think about it, then I'll come back. They say, okay, that sounds good. Sometimes they just don't need you there, and then they can talk about what they want to do. Okay, that's the go outside. They go, well, no, we're not going to do anything tonight. Okay, I'm confused. I thought that you wanted to, then you point to the pain. They say, well, we really, okay. I say, okay, cool. Tell you what, I've got time on this coming Thursday at between 6 and 8 o'clock. I can swing by, and then we can revisit this and see, what you thought about. And I'm going to book it like in advance, like two days in advance or something like that. It's close, closer to today than tomorrow, right? Or than a week from now. I'm going to try to do it as soon as I can get back in there. I'm going to book an appointment. What that tells me, it takes their temperature on how serious they are at covering this. And so I'll bam, okay, well, I'll tell you what, let me come back. I have time on Thursday. Like if it's a Wednesday appointment, I got time tomorrow, I got time Friday. And then that lets you know how serious they are. I say, well, yeah, definitely come back tomorrow or come back Friday, and then we'll have a decision. Well, then you've got something good happening. But I'm not going to give them rates. I'm not going to cover rates because then they steal your rates. I don't want them to steal my rates. Okay, so I'll book a meeting. Okay, they say, well, yeah, okay, why don't you come back? Then I come back, but I don't give them rates. They go, well, aren't you going to go over the rates? I go, no, we'll go over it Friday. Because I'll find something that you can afford. I think what your issue is, if you want to proceed to determine if you want to go through the process of seeing if you get approved. Because I could show you 1,000 rates, but we don't even know if you're approved yet. So why would you even think about anything until you know you're approved? You see how you go back to what you're trying to do in the first place, which is submit an application? Because what they could say is, and what I've had them say before, is like, well, if that's all, we're just going to apply. We're not committed. No, you're not committed. All you're committing to is finding out if you get approved or not. But you're committed to your family, right? Take care of them, aren't you? Well, yeah, I am. Okay, so let's make sure that you're committed there. And so what I'm committed to do is determine if you can have something to think about. See how you can kind of turn it back into closing it, right? Because they're not having to think about a major decision today. Does that make sense? So basically, again, the upfront contract is, this is the process. Is this cool with you? They say yes. Awesome. Then this is where you advance on the ATM to the fulfillment. Is fulfilling the contract, right? Which is the options. Now you're going to put 3 quotes down. Okay. So you're going to write down the quotes that I told you to put down. So on a mortgage protection, option 1 will be, I like to do mortgage payment protection here. So I might show $25,000, which is the minimum for the term. And so let's say the $25,000 on Joe, that might be, $55 a month. Okay. Remember, the mortgage was $250,000. So this is going to be kind of maybe the income range. Okay, so he makes about 2/3 of the income. I'm going to show 2/3 of the mortgage. So let's say it's $100,000. Because, look, Mary, if you got 2/3 of the home mortgage paid to you that you can refinance, do you think you could afford it on your $25,000 a year, right? Okay, so that's sort of the mortgage percentage, and then I'll do the full up $150,000. Okay, so maybe this one is like $95 a month, and then this one is And then maybe I cover the rest with accidental death of $100,000. And then maybe this is $135 a month. Okay, so I lay it out, option 1, 2, and 3. This is like the full. And then I give them the pen and go, which one is better for you? Okay, so option 1, 2, and 3, the mortgage payment option, the partial option with the accidental death, or the full up $150,000 covers the whole thing. So circle which one that you think will meet your needs and budget. And I put the pen over, I slide, okay, and I put this on a separate piece of paper. So I print out the quote slide. I print out a bunch of those, okay, as blanks that I can fill in. So when I sit down with them, I can just write it in, right? And remember, this is where your chief underwriter gave you, either the rates and the options, or the options, and you can figure out the rates, okay? And then I turn the paper back to them and say, circle the one that best meets your needs and budget. And so my experience, they always do the middle one for some reason, majority of them. And so, and by the way, when they're circling that, I'm getting my computer out. I'm getting ready to do that e-app. I'll pull my computer out. I'm getting out there. By the way, what's your Wi-Fi password? Okay, and then they give you the Wi-Fi password. So you're online. You're pulling up the e-app, and you're ready to rock and roll, baby. Right? They pick one. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and write this one up and see if you qualify for it. Okay, and that's the fulfillment. Okay. So the question here is, these are 3 options. Which one's going to meet your needs and budget the best? And then we're going to see if you qualify. They circle the one, boom, you're off to the races. Then you're doing the e-app, getting that all rocking and rolling, right? And then the post-sale. Okay, so you write it up, blah, blah, blah. Get all right, get the e-app done. Now the post-sale process. Okay, so part of the post-sale process is you take them through, I'm going to call it the 5 slides. I have a video on this. The 5 slides. Okay. So the 5 slides after this are the key to where you can almost double your income. I've got very specific training on each one of these. But for you, just to go through an emergency response system. So basically you just tell them, okay, the next thing we have to do after you fill out the e-app and submit it, okay, the next thing that we're required to do, okay, make it sound official. The next thing that we're required to do is we need to put your emergency response network together, all right? Currently, there's over $1 billion of unclaimed life insurance money in America. Most unclaimed life insurance is from beneficiaries not knowing that they're a beneficiary on the policy. So this ERS system is our way to make sure your death claim will be paid immediate to your beneficiary. So the next thing we've got to do is we need to fill out this form. Okay, so I've got a form that looks like this. I'll show you that. I got this form, and this is like the Jason Carey form. You put their name. Okay, this is the next thing we have to do. This is the next thing we have to do. This is the next thing the insurance companies requires us to do. So you fill out an emergency response system, and then you start putting your head down. Okay, so who do you know that would know you well enough that would contact me? I can give them my phone number. They can contact me, so we can start the death claim. What's difficult, Joe and Mary, is I need them local, so they're close by here. They would know right away. And then you feel comfortable that they would contact me. I'll just call them, give them my phone number. I won't tell them anything about the details of your policy, but, and Tony Moore, we got this great training on that. I've also got another form. And this form looks like an insurance company form. This looks like an insurance company form. Actually, it's modeled off of the Welcome back, Kevin. Okay, this looks like an insurance company form. So this is the next. So the insurance company form more looks like an insurance company form. So I have that if you want that. Let me know if you want a copy of it. That looks more official. And then this is our way of getting referrals. Now the thing about referrals, like I said, I'm not going to teach you all about it, but we'll teach you how to call them up later. We just want you to do it, and then we'll teach you how to, so you got to go through this process, okay? So those are the forms for the ERS. All right. So let's, oh, cool. All right. So that's the ERS. Now the prescription discount card, you need to get these. You need to order these. I'm not sure if you can print these out. You used to be able to print these out so you could at least have, but you order these from the Alliance. If you don't have them, then, just skip over this one, I guess. Or tell them that you can get it. Hey, we have a prescription discount card. It ensures that you pay the lowest amount for your prescriptions. Actually, it's really cool. Okay, really, it is. I know I've saved money on it. So, there's a website that you can go on to see how much savings you can earn from this by using this card. It's free of charge. We're allowed to only let you sponsor 4 other people that that you think would like to save money on prescription medications. Okay, so again, you fill out 4 people that could sponsor into the program, and then if you don't have them with you, just tell them, I'll deliver these when I deliver your policy. So you can give these to your 4 people, and I'll actually contact them. Okay, I'll actually contact them. So that's how you do the prescription discount card. You're taking prescriptions, really, no kidding. They're going to save money, right? Okay, the next slide. By the way, Joe and Mary, remember you talked about that 401k you had. There might be some retirement options that you're eligible for. We've got this company back at home office. We have an advisor that can advise you on how to handle your retirement. Would that be something you'd be interested in? It's a free service. Okay, and then you fill out the green sheet, which, oh man, I know. Let me look for that. There it is. Okay, that's supposed to be green. The Safe Money Analysis form. We call it the green sheet. Okay, so this is Safe Money Analysis form, and this is, you just fill it out, and then you call it in to Chris Norris, or you send it in to them, and they're going to contact your client, and they're going to sell the annuity for you. You have to know nothing about annuities. Just fill this information out. They're going to contact them. That's all you got to do. All you're doing is trying to identify annuity opportunities. Simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Next slide. Final question. So this is the post-sale part of the process. Do you feel good about taking care of your family today for, let's say it's for $100 a month? Is that something you feel comfortable with? Basically what we're doing is we're trying to make sure that the client feels good about the premium that they would be paying if they get approved. Okay? So basically we're sliding the check back is how that's our terminology for it. Is like, Joe and Mary, do you feel comfortable of making this payment $100 a month to protect your family, to make sure Mary doesn't have to go through the stuff she explained to me that she'd have to go through when you die? And I want to get a good feeling from them that the answer is yes or no, right? I want to make sure they say, yes, I can do that. And I'll tell them, look, Christmas bills are coming in January. when you get those bills hit, are you going to call me up and tell me you want to cancel? Or vacation time's coming, you got more, vacation bills. Are you going to call me and want to cancel? And you want to make sure that they say, yes, we're going to do this. We're not going to cancel. I want them to resell me on it. Okay, so that's a simple question. At the post sale is, you still feel good about making this payment. Okay. Anything you can think of that could prevent you. I'm going to call you in a couple days to make sure if you have any questions, you can answer your questions then. And I'll call them back in a couple days, okay? And then when you receive your policy, I'm going to come back and I'm going to open it up with you. So give me a call when you receive it, or I'll check on you on whether or not you received it, all right? And that's the post-sale. Oh, yeah, then the next question, the recruiting slide. Final question. Now, look, my manager's hiring right now in this area. Do you know anyone that might be interested in making about $500 a week doing what I just did for you? Is there anyone that you know, any top salespeople, or anyone interested in making some additional income? My manager's hiring right now. And they might say, how about me? Or they might say, my bum kid who doesn't got a job in the basement surfing the internet and eating Cheetos, whatever. So that's where you make a lot of money, by finding someone who wants to get involved and they do what you're doing. You're making override on them. I got another video on that. Final questions. Okay, so let's go back. All right, gang. So look, man. The 5-step process, simple. Bond and report questions. So tell me how you two met, or how long have you lived here? Okay, and you're going through your about you, which allows you to ask about them. Creating rapport with them so they like you, and they trust you. Okay. Then you find out why they sent it in. The what if. Well, so Mary, what happens when Joe dies? Not if. When Joe dies, you lose $60,000 a year. Is it going to be hard to make your mortgage payment? Joe, when Mary dies, you lose her $25,000 a year. Is it going to be hard to make the mortgage payment? Okay. Simple question. Upfront contract. This is what's going to happen. You're going to pick one of 3 options. We're going to put an application together to determine if you qualify. There's nothing to think about until we know that the insurance company approves you. At that point, they're going to deliver the policy to you. I'm going to come over and we're going to open it up. At that point, we can think about it. Okay? Boom. Does that sound good to you? Does that look good to you? Is that something that feels, does that feel right? And they pick one. Brandon will notice I use 3, kinesthetic, audio. Does that sound good to you? Visual, well, that, how does that look? How's that feel? Kinesthetic. Anyway. Fulfillment. They pick one. You write it up. And then the post-sale, right? You go through the 5 slides. Easy peasy. But you got to practice. Please practice. Don't let the first time you run through your ATM be with a client. Please, God. Please, God, don't let them do that. Don't let them practice in front of real-life clients. Man, it should be the 10th, 15th, 20th time you went through the ATM by the time you get to your first client, because you do it over and over again. Like the script, go over the script with your spouse, with your dog, your cat, your brother, sister, daughter, son. Just go over it. Get it out of your mouth. Like, read the script 50 times. Seriously, read it out loud 50 times. And you could download the script from our NEA Quickstart. It's the Minikino script. But I mean, my script is my script. It's how I talk to people. So you can mimic me. Whatever, I don't care. Use whatever script you feel comfortable with. But don't let it be the first time you use it is when you dial leads. Read it out loud 50 times. Practice it with someone you care about. Same with the ATM. Practice with someone who cares about you to give you feedback. Sometimes it's actually kind of a cool way to sell your family. Get with your brother, sister, mother, father, son, daughter, go over this with them. And they might say, well, you know what? I think we need some life insurance. That's the other way to do it. But it's only about 15, 20 minutes anyway. But get practice. You got to rehearse. No actor went on stage to do a performance without rehearsing. You're no different. All right? Boom. So that is our sales process. Let's see. I think I covered the basics. All right. So we're going to take another 5-minute break, and then we're going to cover recruiting. I might talk real quick on leads. All right, man. So you learned product. Not really, you didn't really learn product. You learn how to run quotes, right? So you got your lightsaber or you got your laser gun. Now you can like fire quotes at people. You learn how to do quotes. You learn how to do an e-app, okay? Even though I couldn't get like some of that e-app process to work. You learn how to download applications. Okay, what else we go? Underwriting guidelines on that alliancequoting.com, which is pretty cool, man. Love that stuff. So that's sort of that product category. So now you're empowered, man. You can quote anybody. You can quote anybody, man. I promise you. You can quote anybody. So that means you are ready to rock and roll. And so I showed you how to get people on the phone. That was easy. 10 little push buttons. Tick, 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 tick. That's it. That's not hard. Don't get scared of pressing numbers. Alex, I'm not scared of pressing numbers. I'm just scared of what happens when they answer the phone. Don't worry about that part. Just press the numbers and then God will put the words in your mouth. Like, especially if you're trying to help somebody. Come on, man. Like, you're a first responder, gang, to their request. Think of yourself with, you know, FDNY hat on and a coat, right? Fire department. You're the first responder. You're a paramedic to their financial situation. You're their paramedic. You are the one that's got the defibrillator on their financial situation. Whatever analogy works for you, man. You needn't fear. Fear not. Fear not. Fear not, young Obi-Wan Kenobi. Fear not. How many times fear not? I think fear not appears in the Bible like 550 times. Golly. See, fear not is biblical. And it's even in the Torah. So if you're Jewish, it's in the Torah. Fear not. It's in the New Testament. Fear not. Man, I wonder if Buddhists talk about fear not. Anyway, whatever. Druids. Right, Patrick? Druids. All right. So we went over doing the phone call, the simple ATM. Really, it's simple. You just have to go through it. Once you go through it once, twice, 3 times with your dog, cat, turtle, spouse, children, then it's like flip, 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 flip. Just ask the right questions. You know, it's easy to dress down. I'd rather you dress down than up. Don't wear a tie. Don't wear a suit. Don't look like Ned Ryerson in the movie Groundhog's Day. From the home. Call from the home. I promise you your experience will be much better if you call your chief underwriter, which could be me. Could be your growing up line. All right? Could be Patrick Connors. Yes. Okay, now let's talk about the part where you get to spread this opportunity to other people that need help. And then we'll be done. Look, gang. I love the business because it allows me to help not only clients, but people out there that need to make some extra money. My gosh, man. Let's help those people. Let's help people like you on this call. Let's help other people like you. Look, the bottom line is, does this business make sense to you? It better, because you spent like the last couple hours with me, almost 2.5 hours with me. Golly. 3.5 hours? Oh my gosh. On and off, some of you. Obviously this makes sense to you. So if it makes sense to you, do you think it's going to make sense to people that you know? Yes. And if you find someone, let's say you find someone and you're at a 70% contract and they're at a 55% contract, your override on them is 15%. And if they do 10,000 issue paid a month, you're making $1,500 a month on that agent times 12 months. What? That's 12, half 12, 6, 18,000. That's 18,000 you didn't have before because you opened the opportunity to someone who you brought in, and 70% is when you do 10,000 you should pay a month for 2 consecutive months. So overriding people is better than overriding no one. And here's the beautiful thing. All the stuff that I've taught you today, you don't have to teach those people. I will help them. I will teach them. My videos will teach them. Patrick Connors will teach them. Andy Albright. Oh my gosh, Andy Albright will get their mind right and teach them. The system will help them. You just invite them in. Invite them in. Draw them into the business if they're interested. Right, if they're interested. 18 grand a year, if you had 10 agents, times 10 agents, that's 180,000 a year. On top of what you're doing personally. So if you're doing 120,000 a year, you know, making 120,000 a year because you book 15 appointments, you're gonna make 200 grand a year. Yeah, whatever. The numbers be that I can come with all kinds of scenarios. Bottom line is, not only did you make and earn income off opening the door to someone else, but you know what? You potentially could have changed their lives. And you know what? It's just like when you dial a lead, Lord, let me help this person. Lord, let me help this person who's looking for an opportunity to change their life like I did. Like I need a change in my life. I got on my knees and I said, Lord, help me. 2 weeks later, Andy Albright contacted me. Like, you know, that guy I called, he filled out the form. Who knows? Maybe the Lord might take him 6 months from now. You guess what? You're coming home. But you know what? Because Alex called you that day, your family is taken care of. Your kids are taken care of. Golly, man. I don't presume to know what's in God's mind. All I can presume is that I serve him and do what he wants me to do. Only good can come of me doing what he wants me to do. Bad will not come out of me doing what he wants me to do. Because if a child asks his father for bread, will he give them a snake? You know? So man, trust the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to your own understanding. So the recruiting process, same thing. There are people that you know that are on their knees asking, Lord, help me. The only way that you know is if we call them up. So for you brand new people, this is brand new people. I'm not going to go into whole recruiting, how to recruit, cold market. I'm just going to talk, how can you leverage what you know now? The reason why, because you know how many millions I've made by opening the opportunity up to Mike and Noah Levin Television and Patrick and Suzanne Connors. Like my 2 largest organizations came from my warm market list. And I talked to them and said, hey, are you interested in making some money? They said, yes. I said, okay, follow me. I wasn't even in the business yet. I had no credibility of making money. They came with me. I've made millions. It's probably like 9 to 10 million, right? So thank the Lord that they said yes. So all we're doing with you, I can't even do that, man. You rock. I'm seeing these chats. I didn't know you could actually chat, put in a chat an image. All right, Eric, you rock. Okay, so this ain't multi-level, by the way. Okay, so like, get the multi-level thing out your head. So let's kind of dispel that rumor or that myth. The way multi-level, it's called multi-level marketing. The way you market is by hiring somebody, sponsoring someone, bring them into your multi-level program, and then you get them to buy vitamins and poop vitamins, eat vitamins, and maybe sell vitamins to a few of their family and friends, and then you get them to hire other people that use that product. It's sort of a self-use. Multi-level is more of a self-use opportunity. You use the product, you find other people that use their own product, they find other people. You see, it's that pyramid thing. Look, gang, I have a lot of life insurance policies but I've only bought them once. I don't consume life insurance policies every month for my family. We don't market product by hiring people that use life insurance every month. It doesn't work like that. So right away, our type of product isn't a multi-level product. The other thing is, we can make money purely by selling. So we don't have to recruit anybody. Does that make sense? To make money, we don't have to recruit. Multi-level, you have to recruit in order to make any kind of money there. Here, you could just be in professional sales for the rest of your time with us. And our top professional salespeople, they'll make 500 grand, 400 to 500 grand just purely selling. In the same system that I'm talking to you about, they're making almost $500,000 selling life insurance. Not even one dollar of override. So that's the opportunity you have to be in professional sales, right? It's a multi-level pay system. Just like all insurance, you have a general agent, right? Like Northwestern Mutual Life has a general agent, and let's say they're on a 100% contract, and they hire employee agents. They're on, let's say, 60%. They go out and sell product, and he makes a 40% override on the difference. Okay? What we allow people to do is we allow everyone to be a general agent, whereas Northwestern Mutual Life, this is the Dayton, Ohio general agent. No one else can come into Dayton and be the general agent for Northwestern Mutual Life because there's already one general agent. If one of these guys want to be a general agent, he's going to have to go to Russia, Ohio, to be the Northwestern Mutual Life. I know it looks like Russia, but they pronounce it Rushi. Oh, I know. Yeah. And then Lima, they call it Lima, Lima, Ohio. Anyway, this guy can go to Rushi and become a general agent, but he can't be the general agent in Dayton. They got to move. Well, in our business, everyone gets to be a general agent. So it's a multi-level pay system, right? So this guy can be a general agent and hire agents, and this guy can be a general agent. So it's a multi-level pay system. There's different levels of pay, 100%, 60%, 55%, 55%, then people can move up and then earn overrides. It's a multi-level pay system. It's not multi-level marketing. So get that out your head. Everyone has a choice of whether they want to be a general agent or not. So if everyone has a choice, then that's not a multi-level marketing program. So let's get that out your head. So, you brand new agent, what can you do to build your agency? Well, do what I've done. I wanted to show it to people that I knew because I wanted to help them because it made sense to me. If it made sense to you, it's going to make sense to people that you know. So put a list of people together. I like to call it your top 25. The top 25, these are your Super Bowl buddies. These are gals that you know, that you trust, they trust you, you feel good about them, and they're sharp or whatever, okay? So how you develop this list is the quickest way is to use MC Backup, which is an application on your phone, and what it will do is it will output your contacts into a spreadsheet. Okay? The other one so that's for the iPhone, I think, what is it, Contacts to Excel? There's another app called Contacts to Excel. I think this is for the Android, Contacts to Excel. So it's an application on your phone that will output that data on your phone, your contact list, into a spreadsheet, okay? So now what do you do with that spreadsheet? Well, what you do with that spreadsheet is going to have all these people, all in a spreadsheet format, okay, with their phone numbers, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the thing about the top 25 is you know some people right now. I know you do, because when I saw this program, I thought about Mike and Patrick immediately, and Noel. Patrick and Suzanne, Mike and Noel, I thought of them right away, okay? I know you got people. I know you do. My Puerto Rican accent. I know you do. Man, I'm getting punchy, man. Ah, I can't wait for this to be over because it's going way too long. You got your people. So right now, the people that you think are sharp and that you like and you just want to see them excel, you want to see success in their lives, or maybe you already know they're praying for an opportunity, man. Just off the top, let's get those people on your list right away. People that you know that you want to help, okay? So you put them on your top 25. Okay, you put this person on your top 25, that person, on your top 25. Okay, so I take them off my prospect list from MC Backup. Okay, now what do I do with the rest of the people? Well, I'm going to try to rack and stack them, okay, by using the star system. So the star system of racking and stacking them, you cannot be recruiting, you can't be it's kind of like you can't be a father without having a child. Does that make sense? If you're a father but no children, then you're not a father, okay? So you can't be a GA without hiring agents. That's when you have a chance to be a general agent. So that's sort of like ergo, right? What is it, that Latin terminology? It is what it is, or the statement of fact. The facts speak for themselves. Okay, anyway. So what you do with the rest of the people, what you do, I like to kind of categorize them such as, you can use whatever categorization, but this is kind of, I do it by age. So are they between 25 and 35? So I go through, okay, short of any other criteria, I'm going to do sort of what we call our bell curve. Doesn't mean we don't show the opportunity to other people, but the top 25. So this person, this person, this person, this person. They're between 25 and 35. Okay, are they married? Okay, so let's see, this person's married, and that person's married. Okay, are they, do they own their own home? Okay, this, to me, it kind of tells me some level of stability. Yes, they own their own home, and they own their own home. Okay, maybe this person owns their own home. All right, do they have kids? Yes. Actually, I'm sorry, no kids, I mean, do they not have kids? They're married but no kids. Okay, so let's just say the people I start had no kids. Let's say they're entrepreneurial. Either they own their own business, okay, or they always wanted to own their own business. This person always does, this person, and that person. What's another one? Let's say they're college educated. Again, it's just a way to identify some people. It doesn't matter to me, but what matters is, maybe they got a little bit more on the ball. Like, look, if they got a college education, they obviously started with a goal to get a degree, and they went through 4 years to get that degree. So that tells me that they're willing to, like, it could be trade school. Like, if they became an apprentice welder and they went from apprentice to master welder, rock on, man. I want that dude, because I know that he set out a goal to get into a trade, become a master at his craft. I want, so whatever, college or a tradesman that's got a whatever. So it's like that person, okay, that person, say this person, whatever. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the priority. So I've got, these 4 slots open. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to 25. Look, this person has the most stars, so I'm going to put them in slot number 5. This person has the next most stars, number 6. The rest have 3. So I'm going to put this number 7, number 8, number 9. You see? So I'm going to put together a top 25. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that to your upline to interview. It's easy. So what I'm going to do, like, okay, so now let's be practical. Let's say you've got your top 4 people that you're super tight with. You're tight with them. In other words, like if I call them up, they're going to go, man, why did this dude call me up? Because, man, you're the one that should have talked to me about this. Like Mike and Noel, I didn't give them to Andy Albright to call Mike and Noel and Patrick and Suzanne. I called them because I had credibility with them already. They're tight. I love them. They're my friends. You know, sometimes you'll find out about your friends. So this is for you to contact them. Okay. So when you so let me guide you with the simple thing how to contact them. And so you say, hey, Patrick. Hey, man, how you doing? Hey, dude, how you? I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Have any more kids yet? I'm just kidding. I don't know how many, Patrick, I don't know how many you had at the time. I'm going to say, hey, dude, hey, listen. I got a buddy down in North Carolina, Andy Albright, and, man, he has this huge company, and he's looking to interview some people for a part-time sales position. And look, man, I know we talked about making money and doing something on the side outside of the job. I think this might be a viable thing. You know, I mean, look, if you're interested, I can have them give you a call, you know, and then they're going to ask me, well, are you doing it? I go, yeah, absolutely, I'm doing it, because I really see this as a tremendous opportunity for me and my family. And, you know, look, you got to go through an interview anyway. Okay, so I'm just asking. See, the credibility part of it is they got to go through an interview. Do we interview them? Yeah, I want to know if they're good people. Like, I trust you that you love them, but I want to make sure that I like them too. I don't love them yet. I want to make sure that I like them too. Okay, like Irish Spring. Oh, man, all these inane references. Okay, but that's your approach. It's like, listen, I got a buddy who makes a lot of money, Alex Abuyuan. He's got this financial company in Dayton, Ohio. He's doing really well. He's looking to interview some people. I thought of you right away. You know, are you open to doing something else? Yes. Are you doing it? Yeah. Yeah, I got involved and I haven't done much with it yet. I'm getting my license right now. License? Yeah, it's in the life insurance industry. But look, I'm just asking, he was looking for some people, looking for some help. And we need some help. You know, it's in the insurance industry. That's how I would approach my people. If you got any kind of credibility with them, at least they'll listen to you, but you're not looking to recruit them. The question is, are they looking? If they're looking, then the next question is, hey, would you like to interview with Alex? Sure. Tell me more about it. Well, he could probably be the one to tell you all about it. But it's insurance. We've got a lead program. We work with companies like Mutual of Omaha. You ever heard of Mutual of Omaha? Yeah. You know, a lot of people are making money in this thing right now, but look, you got to go through the interviews. So, you know, are you interested in talking to him? He'll tell you all more about it. I just got started. Yeah, sure. Great. You know, then you get on my time trade, you book an appointment. Okay. Like Josh Linhart. I interviewed one of his guys, and his guy had his life insurance license, but I don't even think I told you this, Josh. He said that he was really kind of wanting to do more financial planning, retirement planning with the Series 6 license. I said, well, you know, if anything's different, just give me a call back. Okay, so whatever. So the people you are tight with, like Patrick and Suzanne and Mike and Noel, you know, I approached them. But there are other people that, you know, it's okay for us to call them up. So the call is exactly what I just did, how you would, you know, it's like, hey, Joe, how you doing? Hey, who is this? Oh, my name's Alex. Hey, listen, Patrick mentioned that I should give you a call. I was talking to him about some people he knew out in Cincinnati, and he mentioned your name to me. Look, I own a financial company, and I'm working with the major companies like Mutual of Omaha, AIG, Foresters, and right now we're just looking to interview, and we need some help right now. So we're just looking for people on a part-time basis. Listen, he mentioned your name to me. Are you open right now to do something outside, you know, outside of your full-time job? You're looking to do something extra. And if they say, well, yeah, actually I am. Can you tell me more about it? Absolutely. Tell tell me what you're doing now. I go into it. I'll ask them about them. They could say, well, you know what? I appreciate that. I got so much going on. I just can't absolutely add another thing to my plate. My plate is full. Okay, awesome, man. Hey, by the way, do you know any real sharp people that I can call that, have no problem with sales? Maybe they're awesome at sales, car sales, whatever. Do you know anyone right now? Yeah, actually, my buddy was just talking about he wasn't sure if he was going to have a job. He might be a good person to talk to. Okay, great, awesome. So I go into recruiter mode, like headhunter mode. See, when I was a headhunter, I always looked for referrals from my candidates. Hey, do you know someone who's an Oracle database administrator? Do you know someone good at C++ and Visual C and C#? Well, yeah, I know this guy who's got all that. Okay, do you mind if I give him a call? Because there's this company looking to hire. It's the exact same process, all right? So upline will do that. Give them just a softball question, and they say yes, no, maybe so, whatever. Tell me more about it. I'll tell them more about it, whatever, okay? But we will find people interested, and then when we get them started, they're going to get started like you. And here's the beautiful thing. You don't have to train them, but what they might do is they might call you back. Hey, Patrick, this dude named Alex called me and say, oh, he did? I wasn't sure if he was going to call you or not. What do you mean? Well, he's selecting certain people to call. Well, tell me more about this insurance thing. Well, I wish I could, but, it looks like a great opportunity, right? Well, yeah, it does. It just looks too good to be true. It might look good, but it's not too good to be true because it takes work. That part. You need a life insurance license. It takes work, just like anything, but you can pay. It looks like you can pay a lot of money. If you show me a leaderboard, when I could send you that leaderboard, it's like killing. There are people killing it. Oh, really? Yeah. Anyway, he told me about a meeting they're doing down there in Cincinnati. Oh, yeah, that meeting. I'm going to be there. You want to come on out? I'm going to be there. See how just you validate what I said, and then they're more interested. It gives a third-party credibility because you validate stuff. That's it, man. You give us material to rock and roll, and I'm going to build you an agency. Okay? I'll build you an agency, man. Okay, no other things. Okay, that is it on the recruiting side. Okay, last but not least, leads. Leads. Okay, so when we get you started, we want to get leads in your hands. In most cities around the country where you're located, we have what we call bonus leads. Okay, we're going to get leads in your hands. If we can get you bonus leads that are free, that are older leads to practice with, we are going to do that. If we don't have bonus leads, we're going to try to figure out something. Like if you kick in $50, we'll kick in $50 or something like that. We're going to try to help you get going. All right. And then it's just the process of dialing the phone. Okay, that's it. So the lead part, my wife Jenny, she handles the leads for our agency. So you're going to get with her and give her a call, and then email her or text her, set up a time to get on the phone with her, and then she'll explain the lead program to you. It takes about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. She likes to talk to people. She likes to build relationships with you. She doesn't want to just do a video. As much as I've encouraged, just do a video. Like, no, I want to get to know our agents. I said, okay, I don't want to take that away from you. So she's going to want to get with you and teach you about the lead program, look for opportunities, get you some leads and get you going. And once you get going, man, call me. Hey, I ran into this objection. Like if you get if you get 3 people that tell you no, give me a call. Hey, Alex, I ran into this, and this. All right, man. I am done. It's before 1 o'clock. Oh my gosh. Oh man, honestly, I did not want to take this long, but you know what? Maybe I needed to. That whole phone session, that was sort of unplanned, but I don't know. God knows what he's doing. When I came here, I prayed. I said, Lord, just help me do the best job I can to get these people started right, to get them started fast, bless them that hear this so they can go on and do what you want them to do with this business to support their families. That was my prayer. And so he had me call, and maybe he wanted me to help Ken. There's a lot of people out there on our lead program that need that kind of help. And like I said, man, when you pray over your leads, pray over your clients, somehow it takes that fear away because you're not doing it for you. Now you're doing it for God. And there's something different about it. You feel empowered. You feel like, why would God ever lead you to do something wrong if he's leading you here? So anyway, man, I'm going to open up for questions. It was awesome. You're kind, Brandon. You're already a fan, I think. So Happy New Year's. Eric, yeah, man. Hey. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. I'm going to unmute.
All participants are unmuted.
Any questions about anything? All right. No questions. Well, God bless you.
You like them biscuits?
I'm sorry?
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
It sounded like she said, do you like those biscuits? Man, send me some biscuits. I love biscuits. I love biscuits. All right, man, I'm punchy. I'm done. Man, let's make 2018 rock and roll. Or if you're watching this in 2008, the rest of the year, whatever. Let's do this thing, man. There's just so many great opportunities in our business. Come along, jump in, the water's fine. Man, my prayer for you is that you take this and that you go out there with no fear. I mean, you might have fear, but that's okay. Conquer it. Let us help you. National conference is coming in January. You got to get there, man. I'm serious. I'm on my knees begging you, please. Go to Alliance eVentures, allianceeventures.com or alliancenatcon.com. I think is it NatCon or National Convention? And look up our national conference, January 25th through the 28th. Literally, it will change your life. It will change how you look at things. It will change how you believe in the opportunity because belief is everything in this thing. All right, gang? So it's my honor to serve you with this boot camp. I hope it helped. God bless, man. Let's rock.